Yeah, she is. This would have, if I were going to pick this show, there you go, guys. I would have picked that one. Still got a lot more hook to come. Nice patterning, nice separation. Look at that, beautiful fish. And again, check this out, guys. This is something else. That is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Yeah. Nice wild common trout coming up for a piece of bread. Perfect. Let's have a look at his koi facility again and look at this full cherry blossom. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get from the other side so we've got the sun behind us so that you can see this, but this is absolutely stunning. Yeah, it is. Without further ado, I'll get us inside, have a look round, just let you see what you think. Catches in in this whole complex. The fish is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. One bat after another. Really nice, exactly there.
Evening, mate. Evening, Gaz.
Right up. Gaz, we can't hear you, Gaz. No.
How you feeling now, mate?
A little bit tired.
Yeah. It hits you later, doesn't it?
Yeah. How are you feeling?
All right, thanks.
Did you get up at 9 o'clock?
Yeah. I was out for. I got my phone. I dashed out, so I've not been able to be in contact today.
Yeah. I need to talk to you about something after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fish are all right.
Good.
Yeah,
So they come in quite good in good health, didn't they?
They did. Yeah. I was quite impressed.
Could you hear?
Ever so slight. It was ever so quiet.
Yeah. I thought give a different surrounding instead of the other room I normally sit in. For sit outside while it's warm.
Yeah, why not? It ain't gonna last for long.
No.
You been out anywhere today, mate?
I need to pick the kids up. That was what I did. Like I say, I've been most of the day on the island doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just chilling.
Yeah, I've been trying to get this pond finished ready for my mate so he can wire it in next week. I think I've about covered everything there.
Sorry, guys, we're just having a bit of technical difficulty at the minute. If anybody's watching,
Can you hear me now, guys? Has that worked?
That's better.
that's spot on.
Sorry about that. I had the wrong microphone connected. What an idiot. I was still connected to my headset. Right. Sorry about that, guys. Welcome all to GKP Live. As you can tell, when I get to a technical issue, these guys are really good at filling and having their own random conversation. You had a good day then, guys? I bet you were both exhausted, are you not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all those who don't know, these two went on a bit of a road trip last night to pick up some of the fish that came from Poland. So it was a bit of a late collection and a late, well, no, technically it will have been an early finish, won't it? Because it was 5 a.m. or something around that time this morning when you got them all started. 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right. Well, to kick it off, I'll pull up a few of these comments, and we'll get into the show kind of 8 minutes late. Sorry about that. Vince, how's it going? Up north. How's it going, Si? Hope you're good, mate. Simon from Vince. Vincent from Si. How's Tricks? Gaz seems late again. Gaz ain't late. I don't clock in and out on this one. It was supposed to be 8 o'clock. Technical issues. What we're trying to do, we're trying to get everything else sorted out. And then I spilled juice all over myself. So I had to get myself sorted out because I were covered in orange juice. And then the microphone was not working. So we've got evening Vince and Si. Hope you both well. Or hope you both we. LL. Good evening from me, obviously. Fantastic, buddy. Gaz fell asleep. I wish, mate, I could have done with falling asleep. It's been absolutely boiling red hot today. I couldn't do with a kip. We've got DT Coy, evening everyone. Telford Coy, good. I can't type tonight. God, I can't read tonight. Jamie says, hi guys, how are you doing, Jamie? Hope you're good, mate. We've got Phil Gaz from up north Coy. Hi all from Hills. DT Coy thumbs up. Skeggy says, evening all. Baldrick Ilsley from Vince. Skegster again from Vince. Seavers Pond, evening all. Evening Keith, I hope you're well, mate. Look forward to seeing you at the weekend. Vince, Phil, DT, with a misspelt Phil. I think we're all doing it tonight by the look of it. DT, Jamie, Skeg, Ilsley and Daz. Jamie Keith. Thumbs up, cupcake. UNKP.
Up north Koi Pond.
I thought there were another one of them ones that I'm thinking, well, how can that one be? Up north Koi Pond. God, I'm shy with abbreviations. Keith, waving hand. Jamie, it looks like you had a great time, mate. Looks like you had a great... Yeah, it was, mate. It was. That's a few random clips from the last couple of, I would say, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so. Going back, I'd say around 6 months ago, just to make up a little bit of an intro. The only downside is the last clip looks really pixelated with the fish, which has annoyed me because I can only upload it in 720 and StreamYard limits you to only a 200 megabyte upload for a video. So you've got to reduce the quality to make it 200 megabytes, which makes it look a bit pants. But hopefully at some point, as I progress and move through with what we're doing with this, I'll be paying for an actual upgraded version. That's what I'm hoping to do. So we've got Seamus Pond, Vince, Phil, Skeggy, Gaz, Daz, Mick, Pisted Coy, Danger Mouse, Mick, Skeggy, muted, laughing face. Now my watch is doing all sorts of random stuff. Mick, don't panic if you get a phone call because I'm ringing you on my watch for some reason.
Right, okay.
DT Coy, how's everyone? I'm good, mate. Hope you're well.
Thanks. Yourself?
Skeggy Pond, Daz Shelton says, doing okay. Telford Coy Pond says, can't hear you, Gaz. Yeah, we're a little bit behind on that one, but we are sorted now. Phil, hopefully you can hear me now. Evening, Danger Mouse from Skeggy. Good, thanks, Dave. You from Seavers. I'm drained with this heat. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. It was absolutely boiling. I had to reseal somebody's shower today, and I thought, you know what? I could just switch that shower on and put it over the top of my head and just chill my head off because I was absolutely boiling. It was red hot in their house. It was, and I'm pretty sure that she had a central heating on and all, but she were an older lady though, to be fair. Cooling down by the weekend. Yeah, apparently we're supposed to get some thunderstorms, rain, and plenty of changes to come for weekend, so they say. What's happened to the Tuesday Night Live, DT? He kicks off live with his first one next week, Phil, from what I remember him saying. He was Mr. Webb finishing last week, having a break this week, and then I think DT were going to pick up next. I picked a great job in welding and fabrication in the summer. No, you didn't, mate. You proper didn't. You got to keep you covered up so you don't get burnt with welder, but toasting yourself in the process. Think his mic is broken. It didn't, mate. I just had the wrong one connected. Wow, GKP, don't look bad to say you didn't finish at 5 a.m. To be fair, mate, I didn't. I stayed up talking while they were all driving over there till about, I don't know, about half 20 past.
4, about 4.
4-ish, 20 past, oh, 4-ish, 4-ish when they got there, and then something like that, and then up for work at 6:30, being at work. These guys stayed up way later than I did, but we have had a couple of late ones these last 2 or 3 nights, chatting and talking and everything else. We got a hey dad, hey papa from my little man and my daughter.
Hi, Teddy.
There for Teddy. I'm Beffin. Gone Chili Mick.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Mitch.
Right.
I recognise that logo. You should subscribe to him.
Yeah.
How's it going? How is it, Mick, putting a jumper on in this weather? I don't know. I don't know how you are actually sitting there. Then you, but saying that, he is outside. He is chilling in the back.
No. I just wanted to give a plug. That's all.
There we go. Who's coming to the Grow and Show Saturday then? Well, I will be there. Mick will be there. Unfortunately, Daz won't be there.
Yeah, I'll be on holiday.
Daz won't be there. We will be picking Daz's fish on his behalf because unfortunately fortunately he's taking his lovely wife on holiday for a short break. So we're going to pick it for him.
To New Forest Koi.
Yeah, he's conveniently picked a place to go on holiday, which is about 5 minutes from New Forest Koi. Is that right?
Yeah.
Another plug, yeah. Coffee's all round. Should plug myself or one of the other channels. I'll grab a cup at one point. We've got a waving hand from Graham Taylor. That was good, mate. My pond was 25 degrees an hour ago. I've just been tinkering with my pond a little bit, and I noticed mine was a heck of a lot warmer. But believe it or not, 2 days ago was only at 15 degrees. Yeah. I was saying this to these guys, and they were all going, "Oh, my pond's at 21 degrees, and I said, "It's miserable up here. It's freezing, overcast, clouded, horrible." I took thermometer out of pond, 15 degrees. I mean, that's only just warm enough to start feeding proteins, or higher protein food, should I say. My Tuesday night, there we go. Tuesday night live starts on next Tuesday. Phil, I'll be there, says Seaver's Pond. I'll be there, says Skeggy. Oh, I hope you get everything sorted out, Skeggy, with the wallet and all that kind of carry on, mate, so you can get yourself sorted. There's no worse that, is there? Having your wallet go missing and not being able to purchase out or cancel all your cards and wait for God knows how many days for them to send them through. They should send them through express courier, I think.
Yeah. It's more about the tag of his little lad's birth band.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, bless him. Yeah.
That's the memories you can't get back, mate. And that's the worst thing. Family photos, if you have any in your wallet and such like that, it's make sure you pick him a loser. This is exactly what I said. I'm going to pick him the smallest, ugliest one, so that he don't get into it. It gives me more chance and more opportunity, so that I have more chance. And if we can do the same with Mike Bordeaux as well, we're going to do the same for him. Pick him the second ugliest, smallest one. At least we won't come in second to last or last then. The Sivan bit. Sorry, mate. Go on.
But the ugly duckling, it'll blossom into something beautiful.
See, sometimes it is the case, doesn't it? You never know, do you? Jamie, I saw it on the video. He's made himself a homemade sieve, which is constructed out of a piece of, I think it's guttering pipe or fall pipe, with a mesh at the bottom, so as it flows through, it shut up. Sorry, I was somebody else just sending me a message there. Sorry, that distracted me. he's made himself a bit of a sieve. Got the opportunity to have it filtering and running on his pond, and it already has pulled quite a lot of muck and rubbish out of his pond, which seems quite impressive. If any are on the Facebook group, perhaps maybe you could share it in there if he wants adding in. If you look me up on Facebook, mate, you'll find Gazza's Koi Pond. If you're not already on, Jamie, apologies if you are, but you could share it on there for people to have a look at. Are you coming down my way then? That depends where you're. If you're down that way, then yeah, possibly, mate. Very much so. If we're all going down, I'm jumping in with Mick. In fact, Jeff is jumping in. We're all meeting at Mick's because it's stupid to take free cars to the same place. It's just not economical with price of fuel these days. We're all meeting at Mick's, going from Mick's, jumping in one car and then going down there, and then we're coming back up. And because we're all kind of triangle from each other, so meet at a central point, carry on going down. We've got Evening Gentleman from the KH Man, which remind me about that one, guys, because that is a topic that we would like to bring up and talk about this evening, as well as a few other issues that the KH Man has been having. Now written off along with the money, just can't let the hospital tag go. Yeah, gutted, mate. Sick now. Right, that's a first. I've actually caught up there. I haven't. I've actually caught up with the chat. That's the first time I've ever done that. It's normally been well ahead of me. So I've just been out there in the pond and I've been messing around with my filter system, which from some of that you might have seen on the last video, has just had the air pump fitted to the shelf for the circulation and cleaning side of my media, and also there is now some media added. I haven't recorded the putting in of the media because at the end of the day it's pretty self-explanatory. You put media in a mass of water and there's not a great deal that you need to see. But I have got it up and running, set up in two of them. There will be a third one, and that media being added in once that actual stock comes in. Once I've got it in, and it'll be dropped in, but it's already up and running and doing its thing and running at present at 9,000 litres an hour, which is pretty good for all those people that said it won't work. And when the media goes in, it still won't work, because guess what? It works. It's running at 9,000 litres an hour with jack matting in the first one, moving bed in the second, and nothing at present in the third, but it will be having its third one put in. So, to all those that said it wouldn't,
we knew it would work.
But yeah, working pretty good. Pretty impressed. All I need to do is now is get it up and matured, and the final stage popped in. We've got Daz come down on my oh right, so that's what it means, Daz. He's going to be in. Ilsley's just down from where you're going on holiday, so you could. Your wife will kick your butt to do that one as well, though, as well as going to New Forest Sky. Now then, my KH is 5 drops. Just tested this evening. Right, I've got a question for you guys, because we've had a look into this, and I do understand with this is some of the information that we've found. Mike Bordeaux's had a problem with his KH. He's been topping up his KH, but obviously he can't top it up too much, because when he tops up his KH too much, he gets an increased rise in his pH, which is obviously by using the KH buffer up, increases your pH. Trying to keep his pH stable, he tried to add it in and keep it maintained and balanced out. But the crazy thing is, over a 2 or 3 day period, his KH is dropped, completely gone, none left, absolutely exhausted, the whole lot of it. Now, some of the research that we did find out that the KH is absorbed by ammonia eating bacteria. They require it or consume it to convert over ammonia into nitrite. But the amount that is completely exhausting it in his pond has got us all baffled. I do not know, and if anybody's got any idea as to why or how it should be, he's getting a KH through his straight from his feed from his tap at a KH level of 4, a pH level of 7.5. Yet water changing doesn't bring it back up unless it does a complete mass water change. So we've been scratching his heads because we've got the KH buffer going back in, pH comes back up, pH starts to drop back down, settles out a little bit, and then the KH just goes boom, gone. 3 days exhausted completely. Anybody got any idea as to why that might be or what might be causing it? Because other than the ammonia side of things, the bacteria that is converting ammonia into nitrite, nitrate, and so on, absorbing it, we didn't really come up with anything much more as to why it would be losing it as fast and as quickly as it did. So if anybody's got any idea and anybody's got any info, I can share that with us and tell us what you think, because I've never seen it before. I mean, mine normally stays pretty stable for quite a long time, but that has got us baffled. Any ideas, guys? Have you found out any more or come up with any more information or anything else? He has been doing quite a bit of treatment. He did have flukes. He started treating for flukes and then went from flukes, Costia, treat for Costia, and then got that under control. And then he's got a couple, because obviously he's had to do 2 or 3 treatments to get rid of him, and then onto the flukes to get rid of him. He's had 1 or 2 fish getting some little ulcers, and I'm talking minor little things, which he's treated and salt pasted over the top of them, give them a good clean up, put a little bit of salt on them, bang them back in, 2 days, practically cleared up and gone. So water qualities and water parameters, everything else is completely fine. I mean, I'm talking perfect. Everything else is perfect. Right, let's have a look, see if we can see what anybody's saying, or what everybody's thinking. Waiting on the not so fine screen for Massive. I mean, it does. Predictive text keeps changing my words. Come on, everyone, 18 watching, only 6 likes. But it's stable at 5, been 4 for a few months ago, but added medically, so that may have put it by 1. I don't think Mediclay does. I don't think Mediclay does anything. I mean, Mediclay is supposed to be a conditioner, so technically you'd think it'd condition the water better, not worse. Don't know.
Yeah.
Is he feeding heavily? No, mate, not at all. I mean, we've said to drop off a little bit, but he's only been doing 2 to 3 feeds a day, and not the amount that he's putting in. A small little cup, and it's maybe 2 or 3 pellets deep, and just giving them a little sprinkle in the morning, afternoon, or in the evening. That's it. Water parameters are fine. That's the bit that's weird. Everything else is absolutely perfect. That's the bit we don't understand. Whilst feeding 6 times a day, I have to keep adding bicarbonate to stay level. Well, see, this is a thing, right? We got his pH and his KH and everything right and cock on, and then 2 days later, it dropped. So we brought it back up again, but not, in crazy amounts, steady away. 2 days again, I think it was 3 days, wasn't it? 3 days later again, completely gone, nothing, all wiped out. So we took it back up and got it back to, I think he took it to 6, didn't it? Got it back up to a KH of 6. The following day, everything was fine in the morning, came out to feed him, come back out in the afternoon, nothing wrong, come back out in the evening. And when he come out in the evening, all the fish are at the top of the surface, his water gone completely cloudy, foggy, milky colour, and all the fish gaping at the top. And some of them look like they're covered in almost what looked like chemical burns. It's weird.
Redness.
Yeah, all like, like when a fish looks stressed, completely red, all veiny and all stressed out. All of them looking like that, but all of them at top gaping. Got oxygenators running, got oxygen in his pond, got circulation, got movement, everything. Water parameters still tested fine. No idea what it is. pH too much. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading the same one again. I didn't realise I hadn't put that one off. I was watching a really interesting video on KH drops and where it goes earlier. I'll see if I can find it. Thanks very much, Kenny. If that helps, we can pass it on to Mike as well. Yeah, I did read a fair bit up about it, but I couldn't really say anything. I honestly don't get it. KH levels. His KH levels were cock on, perfect. Still testing fine. Fish all up at top. Nitrite, ammonia, nitrate.
Spot on.
GH, pH, KH, all testing perfect. But
I've got a fear.
Like they were like ammonia poisoning.
Yeah. But I've got a fear there. And like I say, I don't know if this would be true. The oxygen was stripped out the out the water to a lower level by the atmospheric pressure, the air pressure, really humid and stuff. What does people think about that? That's the only other thing on that day.
I've heard of that.
It is known for doing it, isn't it? Especially around the times of a full moon, because you get lower atmospheric pressure at the time of a full moon. And over there we did have a strawberry full moon, so I mean it could have been that pulled the oxygen out. But I don't understand what made the water go. It did look milky. It looked like it just added some Mediclip.
Yeah, right.
Out of not so much a panic as a collective group decision, we decided that the best thing probably to do would have been dump all the water, get it all out, get some fresh in, get them in a temporary bowl aerated bowl till we can hold them in there, and then add some dechlorinator and fill it back up and bang them back in. So it's back to basically 100% water change. Well, no, that's a lie, because we took about 95% out, didn't we?
Yeah.
3 inch in and just some of the original, in the hope that they can keep some of the good bacteria that's in there to help keep his filters up and cycling. But yeah, strange one. No, I don't know if anybody else ever experienced anything like that, because I've never ever experienced it. I mean, I'm convinced that perhaps maybe somebody had put something in the pond water, but they've been there all day. Nobody else. Doors open, took back, nice day. Nobody coming in, nobody leaving, nothing. Strange. Keith and Paula's pond build and other projects. Say hi all. How's it going, Keith and Paula? Hope you're well. Up North Coy, water warmed up, warmer water encourages more bacteria growth, which then consumes more KH. Technically, I don't know if that one's right even, mate. Bacteria reproduce every 4 minutes, and they do so and do so and do so and do so. I don't know if it's... I'm not saying you're wrong, bud. I'm just saying I don't know. But if they actively breed more or reproduce more when it's warmer, then maybe with that warm temperature, just a mass boom. I don't know. But how would good bacteria, unless it's bad bacteria, which could consume more KH? Good bacteria definitely consumes KH. But I suppose if they're booming and there's plenty in KH in there, you're providing them with more, they might start reproducing more and consuming more. I don't know. But yeah, I suppose Si could be right, mate, 100%. I honestly don't know. Our flummoxed. I had no idea, never seen it before. And then to go from the KH dropping as rapid as it did to then being... See, the only reason why I know is that on... Was it Sunday morning? Sunday morning, we both tested as KH. Mine were pretty low, so I boosted mine up. A couple of... I think I put 100 mil in, a pH buffer up, brought mine back up, cock on. Mike's came back up, got his back up. 2 days later, mine's still fine, Mike's is gone. And it was weird. And then it progressed to do the same. So anybody that's got any idea, thanks very much for the link, Skeggy. I will have a look at that and I will forward it through. I've just seen it come up on the phone. So fingers crossed. Thanks. We can see if we can forward that through. You sent it through a message, mate. Anyway, tea time. Catch you later. See you later. My K1 Micro in my Easy Pod doesn't bubble up very much. Would you say there's too much in it? What's your thoughts? Well, I think you're supposed to do 30% of the water capacity for your media, and it wants to be a simmering boil when in your moving bed, not vigorously turning over. It wants to be rolling.
Like you're boiling.
Yeah. If you've got too much in, mate, my suggestion would be to take a couple of grab a bucket, take a couple of scoops up, take a couple of scoops out, see if it starts turning, see if you start getting movement, see if a slightly less amount gets it moving, and that might tell you whether or not you've got a little bit too much. Or is your pump powerful enough to keep turning it over in the first place?
Yeah.
Can you increase your air? Can you turn it up a little bit? It took me a fair little bit of messing around with mine today to get mine sorted. Not today, these last few days, just to get mine the right rolling bubble. But again, yeah, have a look, mate, see what you think. Oh, sorry. Yeah, send you a link. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Other projects. Sorry, Keith and Paula. Other projects. Sorry, we are late to join today. Evo UV 110 watt arrived. Well, you must have a big pond for an 110 watt UV.
Yeah.
Must be a decent sized pond that you've got there. Are you been in the process of? That's pretty much what I was doing, messing around and tinkering with pond before I came in here as well. And I was literally cutting it within the last 5 minutes, running, chucked a glass of orange down myself, literally, and then realised I needed to get myself cleaned up, and then the microphone wasn't working. So you've not missed much other than a little bit of conversation that we've had. You're more than welcome to just pick up from when we go. Don't worry about being late. There's no time for blocking in and out on this channel. Skeggish Pond, Jamie, either not enough air, you're not raising your water enough, or you're not boiling it long enough. Got to agree, mate. Or too much media. If you got too much media in there, there's no movement, no air, no room for it to move around. That could also be your issue as well. Keith and Paula says, oh, what the heck? Is that? I've just backed up one. There we go. If the KH drops right out of the water, becomes acidic and burns them, hence looking like chemical burns and gasping because gills inflame. Now then. So, if the KH drops right out of the right. Nice one, Skeggy. So, they could, but no, because when the what, well, yes, it could be. There could be that it potentially got like that, and then they got the burns, and he just didn't notice that particular evening before, and the gasping for the air because the gills are inflamed. But we've done the thing is though, Skeg, we've done a full water change. Now, if the gills had become inflamed, would they remain so that way until such time as they heal back up? Or would it, if they were changed out of that water and gone into some fresh water, would it pretty much go back straight to normal ASAP kind of thing? Or
was they looking? They are very good today.
Yeah, they do look fine. Yeah, they're all feeding, they're all cruising around, they're all swimming around in a fresh new supply of water, and everything seems good. Bacteria do consume KH. Yeah, they do, mate. So one thing everybody needs to check on, at the height of summer and you start picking up and your filters start to kick in and get really going, keep your eye on your KH, guys, because your bacteria will be consuming it. And if this is anything for everybody to learn from, you don't want to be in that position where, I reckon if Mike had not been at home and he were out, he could have lost a lot of fish. It could have been, I think it would have been, I mean, first of all, we all thought a pH drop. Everything's gone because his pH has crashed. And it hadn't. It was fine. First thing we tested, fine. Weird. They do reproduce more in warmer weather. There you go. Nice one, Skeg. I knew that, well, between bacteria reproduces and reproduces, one becomes two becomes four becomes eight, every 4 to 20 minutes.
That's it, yeah.
Is it the bigger one that has media around the outer edge that's boiling up and then the static in the middle?
Yeah, that's it.
I thought they all were like that, little ones as well. Cool.
I don't know your schedule now. Could you do that? Would you turn the easy pod into a moving bed in that? Or is it possible?
I suppose you can do what you want if you want to bastardize it enough, can't you? You can give it all a go. Bacteria multiplies faster. The warmer the water. Mainly the reason is it's suggested to try and raise water temperatures to get a new pond established. Yeah. But like I said, bacteria between 4 and 20 minutes reproduce. I mean, that's pretty quick already, isn't it? So if they start doing it more in warmer waters, then there must be some crazy levels of bacteria breeding it. I suppose that's why things can go wrong as quick as they do, and things can, end up in a bad way. When I boil my easy pod, I let the water rise onto the overflow before shutting off the pump. Yeah, I pretty much fill it, Graham. You can really have too much meat. You can't really have too much media in an easy pod. Well, if you fill your easy pod to the point where it's from bottom to top and it's got no movement, nowhere to move, you can't boil it, can you? So, yeah, that's. I mean, if you crammed it right in there and you had one of those lid things on, all it'd be doing would be bubbling out and falling out, wouldn't it? Surely to God. You're supposed to have 30% of the chamber media in all moving beds, but that's static bed in that one. So I guess you could have as much as you want in there. But how would you boil it then if you got no room for it to move, Skeg? Don't know. Don't have one. Wouldn't have one. Sounds like an easy pod problem for those that do. Easy pod. Cage is an acidity buffer. Keeps the water on the alkaline side. You should be okay with up to 25 litres of K1 micro. Comes with 18 litres from new. So there you go. So it's supposed to have. It comes with 18, and you can go up to 25 litres. So to be fair, that's not a great deal, is it? When you think those 50-litre bags.
Yeah.
Half a bag. Oh, they do a 25-litre bag as well, though, don't they, as well? Inflames through acid irritation, flush out the fresh water with some. If you have a mild acid burn, your skin flushes it out with lots of water and it's fine. Right, nice one, Skeggy. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, and I hope Mike's still listening or reading, because I was starting to panic for a minute. Then maybe his fish might have been damaged by, or the gills being damaged, and whether or not we might have had to see what we could do for that. I don't know. I won't imagine much treatment you can do for fish that have got burns like that. But they all went a bit pinky and a bit red. But as soon as he got took out and put into a big, massive measuring bowl aerator stuck in there under some fresh water, quick bit of dechlorinator in there, they were all fine. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed they remain that way. Should have a 70 litre to clean, and it should have a 70 litre to clean an Easy Pod. I think I've heard Vince say the same thing as that before as well. No, that's a Nexus Easy Pod, only has the inner set, right? The outer ring. Nice one, Skeg. There you go. Acoustic Koi says, good evening, all.
Evening, Vince.
My arms are itching from cutting grass. I feel like it's irritating my arms and my skin. Easy Pod, just static. Nexus has the static and moving. Right. There you go. Just sent a quick video of my Vortex filters, Daz and Gaz. That will be on Facebook Messenger. I might be able to pull that up in a minute, mate. I'll let these glamorous at some point to fill in while I try to bring that up, but we'll continue to get through all these. No problems, Mike. There we go. I think that nice one, Skegger. I'm guessing you must have sent him some of the. Sweet. We'll have a look at that later on, Mike, and see what we come up with. Fingers crossed, bud. Everything's good with them, and they all stay as they were and as they should be. Right then. I'll hide that. Bring that up. Anything? Now we've got to the bottom of comments again. Yay, twice. Twice in for the first time. Anything you want to add, Mick? Anything you want to talk about this evening? We've touched on that one, which answers in comments if anybody watches this back. If anybody can tell, anybody can help us, because I would really love to be able to help Mike and find out what it was. And if it happens again, then we can help him out and we can pass on that information. That's something I don't want ever have to go through myself, and I don't want to see anybody else have to go through. For a minute, Mike, we were at panic stations, weren't we, bud? Well, yeah. When we saw how they looked, we were really at panic stations. First thing we said, look, start dumping your water, get rid of it. Get them out, get them netted up, get them balled up, get them out of that water just in case. We did that. All of them were okay. No losses. But, yeah, it were a bit iffy for a short period of time. Yeah, there we go. Sounds like the fish weren't exposed very long, so should be no long-lasting damage. Nice one, Skeg.
Thanks.
Yeah, to be fair, I think you were lucky. If it had been a case of it had come out and seen it, or perhaps maybe come out later on in the evening and they'd been exposed to that for 3 or 4 hours of it, it might have been a different story. Very, very similar to a pH drop, in my experience. That's what I first thing. That's what I thought it was, but.
Yeah.
Anyway. There we go.
Yeah. What's it called? I've got a question for everybody. Koi treats, are they necessary? And do people do it on a regular basis, or is it?
By such, you mean koi treats as in mealworms?
Yeah, mealworms, pulpits, oranges, melon, stuff like that. I know it's more of a stimulation thing for them, but do they actually get stimulated by it?
Yeah. It's the lily.
Was that your fish's stimulation is eating the lilies?
Yeah.
Personally, for me, yes, I do. Mine have had freshwater shrimp. They've had mealworms. They've had silk pupae, and they've got a whole orange cut in half floating on the pond that they've been messing around with for the last 2.5 hours or so. So yeah, I give mine treats regular. I'm saying regular, at least every other day for your mealworms, silkworms, whichever. As long as my temperatures are over 15 degrees, then I'll feed high protein treats. But anything less than, then I don't. But yeah, I give mine a piece of watermelon. I watched it while I was gardening for the day. I watched them shoving it around the pond for a good 8 to 12 hours. By the time I got up in the morning, there was just a tiny, it was just the green circle with a tiny little bit left around it. So they ate a lot. And at the end of the day, if they don't get too much from it, it's stimulation for a minute. It's something different. But we've got. Let's see what everybody else thinks. So, what do you feed yours, Mick, before I go on to comments?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'll just because the thing, mealworms. People buy stuff from. People buy the stuff from Wilco's or any other place where to feed the birds. But I've seen they some of them got a wax coating on, and I've heard that you can't feed those to koi. It has to be the unwaxed. Has anybody else heard that? Is it true? And like I say, I'm not.
Never heard of mealworms being waxed. I mean, there's another one called waxworms, which are like that are very good.
They're rammed with protein. They're really good for your bearded dragons and lizards and stuff, aren't they? Yeah. Little grubby white grub thing. Yeah. Look very similar to a maggot, but a lot fatter.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're high in protein, but very high in fat as well. They're not good for any animal. Really. Moderation.
Yeah, they are really more of a treat, aren't they? Every now and again, type of thing. We're keeping lizards and such anyway. But I would imagine if you're feeding them to your fish. I always used to feed my maggots and my castors.
Yeah.
To my when I lived with my mum and dad's, I used to be a keen angler. I used to go fishing every day. Yeah. And whenever my maggots started turning, I used to bang them out in pond, and they used to go nuts for them. And then I'd leave with that spare bait box at the side all day, knowing they were turning. So that when I come back the next day, they would all be casters, and then I could throw them all on top and watch them eat them all. I used to love doing it. But I used to feed them 2 or 3 times a week at least. And I tend to put quite a bit in as well. A good handful, just crazy. But they absolutely smashed them.
And I've never tried treats before, like lettuce and watermelon, but I'm certainly going to try it, especially with the warm weather at the moment. It's so active.
Yeah, especially now we'll go on to that in a minute. We'll let you bring up that and talk about what you've done. And next time we go down there to do a video, we'll show you what he's done. We've got quick catch back up where fish treats. There we go. Mike says fish treats. I've just given my mussels and prawns. Now, I tried that last year. Yeah. Mine absolutely love them. I could literally just drop them in the mouth. They come to sucking them straight out your hand. As soon as they just chopped up a few fine, threw them in, and then they came in close. Once I got them in close, I was just sucking them straight out of my hand. So I will be trying that again. But I just chopped the prawns up, threw them on bottom, and they just smashed them. They were gone. But feeding those sinking pellets I have been, all that its bottom has gone. A worm. Yeah. I mean, we shouldn't feed them worms. I do. Still not got parasites from it. If I find one inside my filter, because occasionally I do, don't know how the heck you get worms inside your filter, but I do. I don't know if they're managing to get in and worm the way.
I've been finding little red worms.
That's what these are. Kind of, they're not. They're bigger than a bloodworm, but they're about so big.
Yeah.
They just look like a normal worm, but And I pull them out. I pull them out of the sponge filters, and I throw them in. And when I throw them in, they touch the surface of the water. And normally the big cacos, bang, straight on it. He's got it straight away. So I guess they're living in the water column.
It looks like them red ones what you told me about when you go fishing with. We get them from the fish.
Yeah, like it looks like a compost worm. They look like a miniature compost worm, but I don't know what they are. Everybody else know what that is? Let us know. Treats aren't necessary, nor is feeding if you have plants, etc. Depends on what you want from the fish. Treats aren't necessary, nor is feeding. I think I have something for this. I'll let the guys continue with that one. What do you think of that one? Treats aren't necessary, nor is feeding if you've got plants.
Well, yeah, you can't just let them eat the plants.
I think we'll put that one up for that one there. Which is a little joke, guys. It is just a little joke, but I'm just having a funny. We made this last week when we were talking afterwards, but I'm going to say that's a bit of a BS one for sure.
Or does he mean on the plant?
Any feeding treats aren't necessary, because surely to God, in a closed system, if there's very little food in there and you've got a good large body of water and you've got no feed going in, your fish are going to deplete everything that's in there that's natural to a point where they're going to starve to death. Especially if you've got big numbers, because it's not like they've got a source coming in that's bringing them a fresh supply of fresh foods. Algae only lasts so long when they're all starving.
Yeah.
But
if you get
anyway. That was just a joke, Skeggy, by the way. It's just we made it over day because somebody said something, and I'm going to call that bullshit statement of the week. So I thought I'd keep it, and I thought that would quite well fit in there. Orange crab sticks and mealworms. I've seen yours. How long, Skeggy, did it take for you to get going on oranges? Because Vince's fish. No, well, I don't know why I keep saying that. My damn fish that I got from Vince. We're straight on it, straight away, but seemed to lose interest quickly. The rest of them have come up and had a bit of a nudge around it, but not really done. They've pushed it around a little bit, but I will see later on this evening when I pop out and see if there's anything left in it. But I thought that Vince's fish, like it would, I mean, as soon as it hit the water, it was pretty much coming up to it. I thought that might have encouraged everybody else to come along, and they'd have all chugged it around like they were doing in his, But no, and it's not. It's real fast on the mealworms, though. If it sees mealworms, that fish is straight on them. I mean, straight on them. It'll get a good 30 down its neck before anybody else has even got to the top. Corey McGinnis says,
"All right,
I'll be good. I give dry shrimps, but not very often. I'll be honest, these last few days while it's been warm, I've had a handful of dry shrimps, freshwater shrimps, whatever they call them, every day. What I've done is I've mixed freshwater shrimps, mealworms, and silkworm pupae all together in a tub, and then I just stir them up, gather a little handful, give them a treat, along with some normal feed. Because if you don't bang normal feed in there, they get switched on just to the treats and not interested in the normal feed. And they end up going shy from it and staying away from it. But to be fair, with the feed that I'm feeding, I really feel like throwing the whole damn shit pile of crap in the bin, because it is absolutely crap. I will never ever feed coppens to my fish again. My pond looks like it's brackish. It's a mess. It's horrible. My water is like a brown tinge. Looks like somebody's been brewing a pot of tea in my frigging pond.
That's what mine is as well.
Yeah,
and clay. And clay won't get rid of it. I've played Marvin twice now, and it won't get rid of it.
Water, you just can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I'll definitely never feed it again. I mean, it's wasteful. It's wasteful to waste it, but I really am so tempted to just dash the lot. But it's just a waste, isn't it? It's good food. It's good food, and you get good growth on it and all the rest of it from what I've heard and everything else. But your water quality, I mean, it just
it's the water clarity.
Clarity.
The water clarity.
Clarity.
There's that many foods out there that you think are different foods, but then you find out no, they're a different form of
again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
recoloured.
Yeah. I watched Skeggy's video today, and he touched on that about repackaged coppens and
Japanese toy design. Yeah.
PB. What's that stuff like, Skeggy? I'm guessing that either you're using it or you're supplying it, or perhaps maybe you've had some questions on it or whatever. But whichever it is, let me know, mate, if it's good stuff. I don't want my pond looking like I've had a bath in there with bubble bath for 4.5 hours and turn the pond into froth. The protein levels that it leaves in your pond is ridiculous, man. It's stupid.
Yeah, I've had the same problem. Yeah.
Graham says my fish won't touch oranges, but they love. I thought I said tacos for a minute then. They love Tesco's seafood strips and Marks and Spencer's wholemeal bread. Good job I don't believe in spoiling them.
It's good fun putting a slice of bread in, watching them knock holes in it.
Yeah. You put a full slice in. Because my dad always used to do that with his. Throw a full slice in, and you can see them all going crazy underneath, and then all of a sudden there's a great big hole disappears. Yeah. Mine go mad for mealworms. I just get them from B&M. Same skeg. Yeah. Cheerios as well, he says. Cheerios as well. LOL guys, regarding pond size for your UV, our temp holding ponds is 15-foot circular paddling pool, 42 inches deep, and the one we're building is 4 meters, 2 meters square deep. So not one to cook. So I got one to cope with that. 4 meters square by 2 meters deep. Damn, that's a deep pond. And that's 4 meters square. Yeah, that's a reasonably good. Deep, isn't it? 2 meters deep. That's 6 foot.
Similar to what I've got.
6 foot 4 inch, is it? That's 6'4", 2 meters. Something like that. Somebody will correct me. But it's not far off anyway. Chop them up. LOL. Mine eat them whole. Chop them up, mine eat them all. Do they? What? Oh, I know what he's talking about. Shrimp or prawns. Chop them up. Well, the reason why I chop them up, mate, is because I've got a goddamn net on my pond, and I really can't be asked to take it out from under stones every time, so I can throw food in there. So I chop them up so they fit through holes. Yeah. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I'd have to sit there and thread each one through there, which is a real pain in the butt. I wish you could get netting or pond netting that had a door in it, so that you could just open it up, scoop out bits of lilies from when your fish have decided to treat themselves to the lilies, scoop them all up, close it back up. That's what I want. Somebody needs to design a netting with a trapdoor at the top of it, because it drives me up the wall. I really would love to pick it up, roll it up, and throw it in bin, because I hate seeing it. But I've no fish left.
I've often wondered if you could use mix, like the catch birds. It's almost invisible. You wouldn't really notice it then.
Yeah, I suppose. They're like the ones that they fly into.
Yeah, exactly.
They literally, so they can't see it. Well, I'm not so bothered about seeing it. It's the inconvenience. Yeah. It's like Mike and Mick were talking to me earlier this evening, and I'm like, just got lawn cut, guys, so I don't have to do it this weekend because we're going to the growing show. I thought I'll get cracked on, get lawn done, and I thought, right, I'm going to pull that secondary pump back right up to where return goes in, and then mess around, give it a clean out. And then I thought, God damn it, I'm going to take that netting up. I've got to pull all that netting up just so I can get in there. And then I was leaning in and stretching in to reach it, and I almost fell in, because when you put your hand at bottom and it's slippy and slimy, I put my hand at bottom, my hand went, and I was like, oh. So I went for a swim. But yeah, it's a pain in the bum. So, but that, what they call them, heron. It's definitely spooked. My fish are definitely spooked, 100%. If I walk past my pond, if I'm out with lawnmower last summer, they were up and down. They were following me up and down. Come spring, and I kicked them all back into getting them up and going, and started started all the pond back up and got everything up and running again. They were following me, but since that little fish disappeared, I walk down garden now. It's whoosh straight around and hiding under the lily area, all of them. So he's definitely coming around regular. If I see him, he's going to get a long neck. Just saying. Way over bounce over. Just bought some mealworms for others. Are cookie cakes any good? No, then.
Koi cakes. Yeah, the koi ones,
Not tried them. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
let us know, Keith and Paula. If you just got some, let us know if your fish like them. I might have a Google that later on. I've never heard of them ones either. Crab sticks are a must. Yeah, crab sticks seem to go down pretty well with most koi. Seem to like them. I chop a watermelon in half and in half again and put both bits in for tomorrow morning. And the bear. By the following morning, the bear. Yeah. I just chopped a melon in half, took a good 1.5 inch slice off it, and just left that floating as a disc, and they absolutely smashed it. It took a while for them to get used to it, but once they got taste for it, then it were on pretty quick. We went. Do you need a full supermarket full of melon to feed your koi? Keith, 110 watts is totally overkill. I've got 20. Yeah, see, right. Thank you, Skeg. I shall retract the BS statement of the year because I totally agree with you on this one, mate. 110 watts. My pond is at present now with the filter system on it is just over 4,100 litres now with the filter system. It is 4,100 litres with the filter system. And my UV is only 15 watts. And I ain't got no green water. So
yeah,
4,000 litres can be done with 15 watts. Do you really need 110 watts? I mean, I know somebody in this room that's got one bigger than that. What's the size of yours, Mike?
No, mine is 100. Mine is 110 watt, but it's the water filtration. Yeah, but it's overkill. It's overkill. My pond. What? How many liters is my pond?
26,500 litres, I think. Something like that. We worked it out to be. Look, that's
over 4,000 gallons.
Oh, no, he's back. So yeah, quite a bit. But yeah, I agree, mate. You might have gone overkill, and with today's electric prices.
It's spinning round.
It's going to go. Yeah, well, it's going to use what it uses. But if you're, if money ain't no object, then money ain't no object. Haha! Not tried them on melon yet, Mike. There you go. Give it a go, mate, because mine liked it. That's good, Skegger. They are 255 watt bulbs. Can be. Oh, right. So you can run them independently. Can you do that with yours?
No. I don't think I can.
Should have bought one of them ones, shouldn't you? Then you would have been able to.
Yeah. I think it's 500. I think 510 quid. The one I got.
Now, Kushti Koi, I've seen these, mate, and I was tempted to buy myself one of these later. Lidl's do a frozen. I was tempted for two reasons, actually. One for me and one for the fish. But Lidl's do a frozen seafood pack for $4.99. It has prawns, mussels, calamari, and fish. And the fish eat better than me. But for that price, mate, you get a fair decent amount, don't you? You get a fair decent bag. But yeah, I would have tempted to get one of those for koi. But then I thought, if I probably bring that home, I'm just going to cook it and have it myself. So might not end up going to koi. The plants attract insects, etc. The koi will survive fine without feeding. Think of all of your ponds that are left unattended for years. And fish don't die. No, but a lot of times, Skeggy, ponds are a little different, aren't they? By which I mean, it's more of a clinical environment. We've got UVs on them. And if you're talking about a natural pond, mate, totally agree. Naturally, you would have enough food in there. But as fish populate, food resources become scarcer, fish die off, and then the balance is found, I guess. So yeah, you're right, mate. Just thought I'd stick that one in. I just wanted to use my bullshit statement of the week. more than out. Mine have taken months, and now only one is right on it, and I've had them in days for them to get interested. So I did pretty lucky then to put the melon in the first time and get them interested in it first time. But again, that was my fish from Vince. Nearly said it again then. Yeah, it was my fish from Vince that did switch them onto it. Good plan, Keith. You'll probably only need the one. Apparently, you'll only need the one, Keith. I've looked for Lidl seafood mix and never found it. Frozen section, mate. Sorry, I was on the phone. Long phone call. Sorry, just catching up with your video. And so you said, Gaz, you said atmospheric pressure can cause oxygen drops and oxygen depletion. But when P&G said causes atmospheric pressure when storms happen. P&G can say what he wants, mate. We researched it the other day, and atmospheric pressure can be altered by a full moon. So, what he thinks he knows and what he truly knows, mate, aren't always necessarily right. Do a giveaway. Do you know, you might be right there, mate. I was half tempted to do that. You called it bullshit, and surely you can feed koi treats. JPD is excellent. I'm using it and supplying it. Coppens makes some of it under license. Yeah, I watched your video, bud, so I get that gist of it. But it's within it's under license, so it's with their strict, stringent plan and all the rest of it. So if it's good, drop me, Mick, Daz, and as I said, Mick and Mike and Daz, a price, mate, for some of your food, bud. 3 mil pellets, because we're all interested in getting off for what we're using. And I mean, I'm tempted to go back to Ikari because I've never had that apart from with the colour enhancing, but my water didn't go this bad. Nowhere near. Cheers, Keggy. Would rather have overkill than not enough. Go big or go home. Yeah, 100%. If you don't need to cut back, don't need to watch your electric consumption with how things have changed for a lot of people have. So some people are, keeping it to the minimum rather than, that's how we're meaning. It is a little bit of overkill, but if you can handle it and you can run it that way, then why not? 4 meters by 4 meters by 2 meters deep is about 32,000 litres. Yeah, that's
bigger than my pond then.
It's bigger than Mick's pond. Yeah. He'll have to build a bigger pond now. He knows somebody else that's got a bigger pond than him. Eden Koi Pond built one with a door. Koi Pond built one with a door. You lost me, bud. No, do he call bullshit to not feeding koi anything not that atmospheric pressure, mate? No, I don't. Won't call him BS on the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure can definitely have or strip out oxygen from your pond. We've already researched it and found quite a fair bit of information on that. So I totally disagree with what you just said about treats and not feeding them with pellets. That's what's good about ponding, mate. We can all totally disagree with each other. We can all agree what works for you doesn't necessarily always work for me. What works for me won't always necessarily work for you. Some people like some things, some other people like other things. It's the beauty of having a koi channel, bringing people together, and we can experience it together and share as opinions, mate. So it's all about. It's all about talking about what we think and what others think, and getting a mixed review. You two can make just take one bulb out. That's what I said, Skeggy. Could you just remove one bulb, or will it start leaking from the other one?
No. Does it?
We need to have a look. We'll have a look at it.
Yeah.
See if you can.
We'll talk. Skeggy, if you can get into contact with us later, and we could talk about it, because I don't want to bore it now too much. If one bulb goes out, are they circuited?
You mean are they on a parallel circuit? Is one linked to the next? If that one don't work, next one doesn't work. No, I don't think they'll be on a parallel circuit. I don't think they will be. Seaver's Pond says, I'm using a JPD shotgun currently, and the fish are scoffing it. How many other people are using JPD? And how many other people are feeding with Coppens? How many other people feeding Coppens have got the same problem as us? We're all feeding Coppens at present. And I'm not knocking the person who gave it me, because obviously he didn't make it and didn't produce it, but I've never seen anything like water qualities as bad as this with that. So there you go. Net door. Yeah, net door. Gaz, DT Coy is on about skegging, not PNG, mate. Think he's just typed it wrong. All right. Which, well, yeah, whatever, whichever. Simple answer, Mick, is no. They work independently. Sweet. Right. Around 80 quid for 10 kg. Now, how about if we... Coppins made my water tea colour as well. Yeah, mate, it's shocking. It really is. I've stood watching it coming out. Normally, you can see your water coming out your return, and it looks clear. Mine's coming out, and I'm thinking, wow. That's discoloured, man. I'm gonna put it in a white cup just to see how bad it looks. I feed Coppins last year and it did tinge my water. JPD nothing. Coppins made my water a tea colour the same as well. Takazumi now and always. Well, we know somebody that tried Takazumi with 2 bins, and he said he got a lot of fish waste. Fish shit. He's got a lot of shit on bottom of his pond with it. No, I'm not saying it does. I haven't used it, but I will say one thing for definite: the Coppins, not so much the high protein, but their wheat germ and the daily, man, you get a lot of poo with that too. I'm talking, it's like there's slugs laying on bottom of my pond. Great big massive ones, until eventually someone swims past it and it pulls it to drain and it's gone. But damn, that stuff doesn't half make some mess. Their wheat germ really clears them out. But that's what wheat germ's supposed to do, isn't it? Clear them out, get rid of it. Yeah. Let me see what that one says. I'm feeding with Akari. Now, are you feeding Akari staple? Are you feeding Akari Sakai? Because that stuff's expensive, but supposed to be really good. I'm using NT Labs multi-season with the wheat germ and garlic. You're still feeding wheat germ at this time of year? You know, are you fish already all big and you're not wanting them to grow too much or putting more size on?
No, Gaz, with the multi-season wheat germ, you get some good growth, mate. Seriously.
So the multi-season with wheat germ and with garlic. So
like I say, you'll be surprised what growth. You'll be surprised what growth you get.
It's not just. I'm thinking. I just saw wheat germ and thought, yeah, that's staple. Well, less than staple, isn't it? But the multi-season must have just the elements in as well. Pond Life, Takazumi for us here too. Vince recommended it to us and we love it. But what you're saying though for waste from it, I mean, I know Vince is, I'm literally going to bring it up. It's never had that problem in the last 10 years. I'm going to have to do it, Vince. And you only need to go back to your live broadcast straight from your garden with the barbecue and everything whenever you're around. 2 people looking at your pond and they've got a camera on bottom of your pond and they go, oh my God, look at all that all over the bottom of your pond. So I could have a second BS statement of the night. Come out with that one. Because you have, mate, because it's on video, it's on your channel, bud. That's what made me notice that the Coppins Takazumi does produce a lot of poo. But if you're not seeing it, your filter system's doing its job and clearing it. But I've seen it in a video of your pond being shown online, mate. Sent you a link, Gaz, to JPD. Thank you very much. How much do you feed, though, Vince? There you go, Vince. Do you feed them enough to poo? Or just enough to stop the bellies rumbling? They were that hungry the other day, they were almost jumping out of pond trying to get into his plants and his basket. I seen that this morning on way to work. Fish were literally jumping out trying to get into a basket. He says, and the caption was, don't know what they're after. But what are they after, Vince? I mix it. There we go. Loads, Mike. But you don't get no waste then. Well, everybody else that we know has tried it said they did, but I haven't, so I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with it because I haven't tried it. That was Coppins and it was out of Takazumi. Ah, right. Yeah, so there you go then. I agree with that, mate, because that did look what my pond, the bottom of my pond looks like. Coppens is crap, absolutely crap. And I don't mind saying it. If you don't like it, Coppens, sort it out because it's crap. Sakai Akara. Somebody's got some well looked after and well treated. Is Lee Hadfield your friend? He feeds his fish Sakai Akari too. Deep pockets, Mister. Deep pockets. That's like 180 quid a sack.
225. 225.
Yeah, the small one's about 180 odd quid, though, isn't it? There's a smaller one and all. My shop don't do massive, great big bags, but
no, that's only for a 15 kilo or 10 kilo bag.
No way. How much? 285 for 15 kg.
No, 225.
225.
225 to 235. Because me and Daz was looking into it, and it was a silly price.
Sorry. There you go. I've read that one. I found Coppens was a good price. It's feeding once or twice. When I increased the feed to 6 or 7 times, it went downhill. See, I get up in the morning, feed them once, get home on an evening, I feed them. If it's a day like today, it's nice and warm, I'll bob out and give them maybe some mealworms or a bit more. But yeah, try it, guys. Just try some Coppens and record it and show me. Tell me what you think. Sai says, look how much you feed mealworms, though. Guys, I'm not surprised the pond has loads of shit in it. Yeah, I got to admit, Vince, you do pile on the mealworms when you feed them mealworms. You really do. Feeding the fry, 200 grams of Coppens Advanced, and the main pond about half a kilo a day. Graham Taylor says, I tried Takazumi Mix and had a bit of waste at the bottom. This year, I started to use Quinny Premium as I won a tub surprise with no waste at all. There you go. Jeez, there's some other good foods out there. FD Build-Up is the one. FD Build-Up. And FD Build-Up is the one. Is that a all-season one, mate, or is that a summer growth, high protein, or what kind of thing? What you got with it? 15 kg OD Sakari balance is about 200 quid. Expensive, mate. Mikey Yock one says, I've been feeding Coppens and a load of waste and tinged to the water. I'm changing to Sakai Akara. Yeah, I'd agree with him, mate. It's absolute dog shit, if you ask me. I'm not one for slagging things off or products off much, but that stuff is utter shite. And I'm convinced mine's going in bin if I can get some food at some point soon. But it is crap. I'm still on the Coppens. I'm still on the Coppens, and it's terrible. Which Coppens do you use, guys? I'm feeding the high protein. I think it is a summer growth. I believe it's the dark brown pellet, 6 mil.
44%.
I think it's 44% protein, which just means 44% more poo in your pond. So you have to buy 15 kg ones to make it worth the money. Yeah. Jamie says, treating for flukes. Fluke solve. It's been 7 days now. It's red hot in here, man. My 2 big koi still having a flick. Need those flukes to do one. Never ending. Mate, it's the same as what it was for last year. A lot of people have been suffering with parasites. All I'll say to you, mate, is once you get them under control, buy yourself some salt in your water. Because I've only had them once, and I've maintained my pond at 0.3, and I haven't had them back. That's the only thing I could put it down to. Maybe having a net on as well. So,
you want some LearnX Pro?
Yes, LearnX Pro.
I've heard loads of people using Fluke Solve and it hadn't touched them properly. LearnX Pro, 2 treatments of LearnX Pro, you'll do really good.
Yeah, LearnX Pros, and again, there's this
Daz, we can't hear you.
You've gone real quiet, mate. God knows what's happened. Drop out and bring back in again if you want. That's what happened. That's what I had to do. Right, there we go. Anyone feeding Coppens OSW seems to have the same ingredients as the JPD. There you go.
Yeah, we
Vince
have a
said-
OSW. OSW is a little bit better.
Now, maybe. Vince says, I only chuck in what I know they will eat. And trust me, Vince's fish do eat.
Yeah.
And he eat it fast. What was it, Vince? I think he actually did a shot and he threw in two massive handfuls of mealworms. And within 13 seconds of the shot, it were gone in Grown Tank last year. I'm sure it did. I'm sure it was something like that. And Si says it shows Vince with how they grow. Oh, Vince, wait till you see that fish. Totally different, mate. I was half tempted to do the bowling up tonight and not go live, but then I thought, no, what? Do my live and I'll bowl them up tomorrow, and then I can bob that video out for everybody to have a look at then. Let's bring Daz back in. Hopefully we can hear him again. Give us a hello.
Hello, is that better?
Hey.
That's better.
What was you about to say, mate?
Yeah, I was saying the same with Trick. It's a trick, tough one to kill. Alparex. It's another Colombo product. All the Colombo products seem to work really well.
Yeah. That's the one that I got some off for you, Mick, of a week on it.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah. What's people's opinions on Cockney Koi, peaches, and cream food?
They're not on the very best food, not the best food, to be honest with you. There's a lot of fillers in them, like low end ingredients to start off with.
I like this next comment. This is funny. Has anyone ran coppers long enough to notice the growth of the fish? What are you insinuating that everybody stops using it because of what it does to the water, to never notice whether or not they actually got any growth from the fish anyway? Yeah, I don't know, mate. I mean, I've been feeding it. I will say my Yamabuki that I got from Jack and a few of the others have most definitely put some size on, 100%. They've filled out. They're definitely putting size on. It's the clarity. That's the wheat germ side of it is, I'm pretty sure that the wheat germ side of it is designed to clear fish out so that there's little in the digestive tract. I believe that's what it should do and is supposed to do. So you can expect a lot of poo with wheat germ. But the other stuff, it's just the quality of the water. It is clarity of the water and protein in the water as well. That's also seems to be a bit of an issue. But that I did think that was funny. I don't know, mate. I mean, I have noticed a little bit of growth on mine with it. I will give them that. It does. But when you can't see your fish or enjoy your fish because your water quality looks shocking, is it worth it? My main pond would sulk if I didn't feed them at least 6 to 8 times a day. Bloody hell. But is it little and often, Vince, or lots often? Yeah. Keith, don't touch it. Keith, don't touch it. Skeggy, what would you recommend? I would recommend that Keith doesn't touch it. Alparex is Alparex is just malachite and aclaflevin mix. OSW is a mix of orange high color, staple mid protein, and wheat germ, which is why they call it Coppens Top Koi. Is a really good food. JPD Shogun is the same mix as OSW. I really can't wait to see it, guys. Oh, Vince, it's changing again. Now the sun's, that's what, I mean, I was trying to show Mick of a day, but because they're so spooked because of Erin, the moment they see me, leaning over the pond, they're away and they're off. But, you know the top where it had that pattern that went all the way down around the dorsal, and then it had the lateral line that went down, and that top half was really white. that's all gone darker, but now it seems to metallic pop coming up to it, like it's the suns give it. Yeah, you'll see. I'm not gonna go on about it, but when I ball it up, you'll see, mate. I'm well impressed. Well, I'm well impressed if it looks as good as what it does through tea stained water in a. Cheers, Mike. I'll give it a go after this treatment, mate. There you go. My 72 cm grew 3 centimeters between September and March on Coppen's high protein. KK, peaches and cream, with a lots of. I've noticed growth in mine, Mike, just trashes water, but maybe the low protein Coppen's maybe not as bad. Yeah, it does trash your water, mate, doesn't it? It really does. Devons at selected Nishigoi International only use Coppen's wheat germ and gets amazing growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not denying it. The growth might be fantastic and it might really do a good job. But for me, I enjoy looking at my fish and I don't enjoy looking at them through mud-coloured water. I prefer my water to look clean and clear. That's the only downside of it. That's all I'm saying. That for me,
Coppen wheat germ,
the amount of waste that comes from them is bad.
Germ, it doesn't discolour. No discolour whatsoever.
No. The wheat germ doesn't. No, but they do poo a lot on it. But you know, poo's not a bad thing if it's doing what it should be doing. It's going in, it's coming out over end as waste, isn't it? Aprolex doesn't your KH have to be? Yes, I believe that might be right.
Yeah, it does.
If you do your KH, it has to be. I think Si said this last week, and I think it needed to be nothing less than 5 for your KH if you're using Aprolex. I'm not saying that. I'm just repeating what I think somebody said last week. Keith, get the nest food. The best food you can afford. Something like JPD. Yeah. It's not the same as OSW at all. It may appear to be, but it's not. I think when looking at the food, you need to know what you want out of your fish and the quality of fish. No point feeding sockeye to goldfish, waste money. What happens if you want goldfish to grow really big? What happens if you really care for your goldfish? Come on. Even goldfish deserve to dime fine from time to time.
Oh,
Indeed, KB.
Daz has gone again.
What? That sounds. Oh, Daz, what's happening? Is it your cable? Are you plugged in? Are you losing power? He's coming out in sympathy. You might have to drop out. Come on about. Let's see if we can mute you and unmute you. Does that work? Try saying something now. No, nothing.
No.
Nothing. You might have to drop off and come back in again, mate. Let your sound kick back in again. Sorry, we're having some technical issues this evening.
Yeah. It's every time the screen goes black. After that,
yeah, I noticed it. Yeah, he's getting texts or messages or calls coming in from somebody else, and he's using his screen and his resources somehow, somewhere, other ways. At the moment, lots of often a mix of Takazumi with a mix of mealworms. Goldfish lives matter too, Mike. Just because wheat germ doesn't mean it's low protein. Yeah. Most wheat germs are. It's the idea of it, low protein, because fish can't, when they're eating wheat germ, can't absorb protein. That's why you switch to wheat germ for that purpose. Is it not? Fish can't digest protein in temperatures less than 15 degrees. So you switch to wheat germ for those periods of time while you're going through winter periods because they can't digest the protein and it goes bad in the gut. Seriously intrigued. My goal is get the same as the koi, as do everything in the pond. We've lost Daz. He's disappeared. Oh no, Sorry, mate, he's there. How long I didn't notice you'd come back in. What were you trying to say again, mate? Let's dip back into it. What were you saying?
I don't know. I think I was just lashing out because you was dissing goldfish.
Yeah. Feeding goldfish. You're right there. Zero Cool just added there, less than 10 degrees. High protein treats. It stipulates on the back of the package, do not feed high protein treats in temperatures less than 15 degrees. That's treats. So maybe it's just what NT Labs say for their mealworms. Yeah. 15 to 10, it slows down the digestion. Thank you very much. I agree. Have we got any other topics that we said we wanted to talk about earlier today, Mick, that we was touching on and touching base with? Because I can't remember. I'm proper thirsty as well. And it's red hot. Has anybody else got a topic they might like to talk about and they might like to bring up and discuss and get everybody else's opinions on? Kasuri wheat germ and koi food, kasuri wheat germ, koi food, 34%. 34% protein in it. Well, you wouldn't want to be feeding that in winter, would you? I certainly wouldn't anyway. I fed right through the year unheated. Well, might be a perfectly valid reason as to why you're having bacterial issues in your pond then, mate, if the food didn't get heat. Not saying it is, just some reason you've got one. If undigested food weren't getting eaten because your fish weren't eating it all, might be as a reason to it settling in some certain areas in your plants and in your areas where it got to turn bad. Maybe. I'm saying it was good, just a suggestion. I feed right through the year unheated. I've never fed right through the year because my fish don't even come up for food. So if they don't come up for it, they don't get it. Simple as. I'll let them tell me what they want. If they come up, they get a bit of food. If they don't, they get none. Flashing not due to flukes or other parasites. Oh, sorry, I missed one there. I'm feeding Takazumi JPD mixed. I do get a fair bit of poo, but I ain't got a problem vacuuming it out and the fish are thriving. Zero Cool says, flashing not due to flukes or other parasites. Yes, fish can flash just because they've got an itch. Sometimes fish flash because they're trying to flush the gills when they've just eaten. There are other reasons, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Not much parasites, but irritants like, what's the other one? It's not technically a parasite.
Oh, trick.
Yeah. Trichodina is an irritant, not really a parasite as such. So could be flashing because of that. Yeah, totally agree. I've seen my chag every time he feeds. Normally has a quick when he's finished. Normally has a quick flash, and normally only does it once. Yeah. I think after he's finished eating, that's his thing. That's what he does.
Yeah. But like I say, do you think koi get excited? Because like I say, you see some of the crazy things. They go swimming around doing that, and then they come and eat out your hand, and they get excited. I think sometimes.
Yeah. I think males get a little bit that way and all when they're actually getting close for spawning too, and tend to cruise around flicking and flashing. I don't know if it's more of a showing off type of thing. I don't know. I'm not saying it is, but when he comes around close to his females that are looking like they've been chasing him around a bit and following him around a lot, you tend to see him flick and flash a bit then. But again, coincidental. They said there, wheat germ 34%. A few of my fish have been flashing a little, but no parasites on the microscope at all. Not at all. They were all eating it. They were eating it all. Yeah, well, not you, mate, but when it's freezing cold, I don't stand out there long enough to find out if they eat it all. Too cold to stand out there watching fish feed in freezing cold area. Zero Coal, what else can it be? Well, there you go. I just told you one thing it could be is flashing due to trying to clean gills out once they've fed.
Yeah.
Is it water quality?
Yeah, water pH.
pH, chlorines in your water, trickle in, trickle out. High levels of chlorine will make them flash. They don't particularly like that. It irritates them. Could be that. No chlorine in my water. He's just answered that one. So chlorine maybe Skeggy's put. Oh, I missed one then. Water quality. Most sweet germs food is around 13%, 30% protein. Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was low in protein. I thought that's the idea of it, so that they didn't eat high levels of protein through winter periods. No, whatever. No chlorine in my water here in Cornwall. Well, not all. They don't use chlorine in Cornwall, so they don't put chlorine in your tap water.
Chloramines then? Have you got chloramines?
You've got to have one at over because they use one at over, don't they, normally?
Yeah. To clean the pipes.
pH 6. pH 6.
Yeah.
pH 6. I mean, pH 6 is not that bad if it's a stable pH 6. These fish will be used to it, Vince. It depends how long. If it's dropped rapidly to a pH 6, but 7.5 to 8 has been your safe zone. 6 is not really that far off, is it? I've heard a lot worse. But fish flash you when they see other good-looking females. Kind of dirty things. Wow, 6, you need to buffer it. You don't. Depends. If it's been 6 for a long time.
If it's as long as it's stable.
If it's a stable 6 and it's maintained 6 all the time constantly, then it doesn't. If it's always been 6, because its fish are already used to it. It's the same as mix. Mix is on average always 9, but his fish are comfortable and stable in it and have been for years. And he comes out at that, and that's what it maintains and stays. 7.4, Vince, don't panic. I buffer to 7.4. There you go. You buffer and then down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. That could be your issue. pH fluctuations might be making them flick. It's always been 6 pH 0 cool. There you go. Water metals. That's out the tap. So 6 out your tap. And all UK water has chlorine. I thought it did have 2. Sorry, Skeggy. I actually thought all our water had chlorine in it, but yes, up north ordered an RO to try sort it out. Well, 0, get ready to throw lots of water down drain and to do what most of the people do that have an RO system and throw that in bin several months later. Because if you're on a meter, it's going to be well expensive. You actually throw tons and tons of water away for what you produce. It's ridiculous.
Is it 20% you use into it? Something similar of.
Yeah. So you throw away 80%.
Yeah.
ZC cupcake, thumbs up. ZC 0 cool. I have a ghost in my pond. I have a ghost in my pond, and he's habitual flasher. If he was a huge locked up, always been cleaned and clear when scraped. Yeah, that's what mine does, mate. My chag, my bigger chag. I won't say big chag because it's not massively big, but my big chag does the same thing. Every time he feeds, he flashes once or twice, but he never flashes off something. He just tends to normally do it across the floor. Jeff Lee says, "Hi guys, just packed up. Nice one, Jeff. Hope you're good, mate.
Evening, Jeff.
Chlorines read 0 on all tests out of the tap. Well, what about chloramine rather than chlorine? What about is it chloramine? Yeah, chloramine.
Yeah, chloramine.
Because they normally have one or the other.
Yeah, and chloramine is the chlorine and the ammonia atom combined, apparently.
I test my water weekly, and it's got a fantastic parameters. Everything 0, pH 8.5. 8.5 is almost as high as everybody going, ooh, 6. 8.5. It's almost as far the opposite side of the scale as the 6, because, I mean, 8.5 to the 7.5 is a full point out different, and it's only a half point more. The other one. Skeggy says, evening, Jeff. But see how everybody went, ooh, 6. And nobody's turned around and gone, ooh, 8.5. I find that strange. Why did everybody go, ooh, 6, like that were bad, but 8.5 wasn't when it's the opposite scale, the other way?
Is it because it's down towards the acidity line? Because you go up, it's more alkaline, isn't it? So is the acidity more dangerous than the alkaline?
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm interested. I'm curious to know as to why or what.
But a strong alkali. Same.
Strong alkali.
Yeah, that can burn the same as an acid. They're both bad. Yeah,
well, that's what I thought. I thought one way or the other was, hence the reason why there's a warning sign at either end of it, because otherwise they just go, well, you can have it whatever number you want. Because, that's why there's a buffer in the middle kind of thing. Righty says, hi all, I just had 1 or 2 of my koi flashing, no parasites. Found I had one bacterial problem. Virkon sorted it in a day. You've gone to the backside, righty. You've used the Virkon. Am I right in saying, as Virkon is an antibacterial, you've just nailed all your bacteria in your pond, both good and bad, and reset everything? Not saying you have. I'm asking if you have, because it's supposed to kill everything. So if it kills bad bacteria, I'm guessing it kills all your good bacteria, and now you're zeroed and you're going to go through the new pond syndrome and all the rest of it.
But
question, not statement.
Yeah. Having said that, it's a lot easier to kickstart a pond with artificial bacteria again.
Yeah, than get rid of a bad bacteria.
If fish are dying of ulcers and such through bad bacteria, surely it's better to nuke that together.
Well, it's like we did with mice, isn't it? Total buff, everything out, bang, everybody back new. So it's the same thing in it, I suppose. But it wasn't. It wasn't a. I'm saying you have. It was a question, mate. Are you back to 0 again with everything? Does it nail everything when you put that stuff in? Because I've been told it does, and I don't know if it does or not. I just would be interested to see what everyone thinks.
You can't test for bacteria, can you? You can't.
That's the thing, yeah. I mean, well, unless you send it to a lab and they charge you an arm and a leg, and you think,
yeah,
they just emptied my pond and refilled it.
Yeah, that'd be £300, please.
But you're saying that though. If you've got a good enough microscope, wouldn't you be able to pick the bacteria up on that you do the microscope?
I don't know. I mean, I guess so, but what levels do you need to go down to see bacteria? And you know what? I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What levels do you need to go down to?
That's okay,
to be able to see bacteria, to find out whether or not it is or isn't.
Yeah.
What does a good bacteria and bad bacteria look like?
Exactly. They run with a face mask on or something.
A little.
Yeah, but they'll be categorised, won't they? They'll be categorised like the parasites, won't it? Like flu, Costia, trick, I don't know. There'll be all different types of bacteria.
He's been all serious and crap. We thought more of, with a mask and knives and daggers and stuff. The guys would be wearing suits. Yeah. I would imagine, yes, they will be, mate, but I wouldn't have an idea what we're looking for, even if we did. Where did you get it, Terry? Zero Cool says. I reckon you got it from shop. One shop. Does all.
You can't get it from a fish shop, Virkon.
You can't get it from a fish shop.
I've not known any fish shops to sell it. Normally, it's you've got to buy it off the internet.
Right. So,
is
that because it's technically not supposed to be? And I don't mean it's not right to use with fish, but is the koi industry saying it's not safe kind of thing? It's not fish. Frowned upon a little bit. Well, I know they use it for dipping keep nets in for fishing and anglers, don't they? That's what it's definitely use. If you go from one pond to another pond as an angler, if you've got your keep nets and your landing nets, you're dipping it in that is Virkon. That's what you're dipping it in. If you go to a koi farm and you step in the,
that's it.
The walk off, clean off your shoe things, that's Virkon. That's what you're stepping in.
I'm sure it was a sheep dip originally.
Yes, yeah, you're right. I've heard that before too. Somebody else has said that in the past. A sheep dip to kill all bacteria and parasites in wool prior to clipping.
Yeah.
I've heard that as well before. Mick, with your pH at 9, how do you find it adding new fish?
Perfectly fine. I've just added 16 fish and no problems whatsoever. Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, to be fair, mate, you didn't have, did you?
No.
Oh.
I thought adding 16 fish, my ammonia level would it messing about with the levels, but no, nothing whatsoever.
Do you ever need to buff your water, Mick?
No, nothing, never.
There you go. Never. Don't bother. It just leaves it at 9, and they're fine. Guess it's same as out, isn't it? You get used to it.
Yeah.
Live with it.
I
For example, a community tropical fish tank, you can have all sorts of different fish that all prefer different pH levels.
Yeah.
Yet you can keep it somewhere in the middle, and they're all good with it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keggy. We'll check out the JPD. Cost not an issue, but don't want to be spending a fortune. Hang about that. Cost not an issue, but don't want to be spending a fortune on the koi that aren't worth it. Well, every fish needs to be treated every now and again, Keith and Paula. Every now and again, you should treat your fish. Treat them good. No meter here. No meter. Oh, no water meter. Yeah, well, that's good, mate. Blasting the water. pH 9. What the flipping heck? I got it on eBay, mate. So how do you know it's not Virkon or some imitation Zecon? Just in a box. You could have just put Zecon in your pond. How do you know? Money messing. You got it on Feedbay. Tablets or powder. Keith, if the money isn't an issue, send me a few bags. There you go. What, bags of money? Oh, that went well fast. I hate it when he does that. You click it, it just goes. Whoosh. Evening Terry, cupcake. Everybody's a cupcake. Terry cupcake. Virkon, right? Question. pH of 9. Don't you worry about brown blood? Oh, you mentioned this the other day. Brown blood.
I thought that was something to do with it. I get confused. The nitrate. The more poisonous one.
It was nitrite poisoning.
Nitrite poison. That's what causes brown blood disease.
Yeah, that's what I was led to believe.
I skipped through them, guys, but I put them up for you to see. Lower pH is far more dangerous, makes NH3 more toxic.
Yeah.
Koi Beginnings, you're welcome to have the peaches and cream I ordered prior to this conversation. Only one place for that, Keith. Dusty bin. Nice little bin symbol at the side of it there. That's what I'm going to find out. As some say, it doesn't touch the fillers. Yeah, but that'd be interesting to watch and catch up on that video, mate. Appreciate it. If you can do something and let us know, that'd be cool. Be nice to know. I mean, how the hell do you find out? How do you test it out? I suppose if you get Dupont syndrome, technically you might have nailed everything. Virkon. Is Virkon selective on bad bacteria? No, that's what I mean. From what I've been told, it nails everything. It is an antibacterial. And there's good bacteria, bad bacteria, but it's antibacterial. Kills like bleach, and it's like a bleach of a type of
indiscriminate.
Yeah. It kills 99.9% of most known bacteria.
Yeah.
Writer, like we've been discussing my pH. What does Righty think about my pH being 9? Because if anybody knows more than we do, is that okay if it's stable?
Laughing at that one. Sorry, not you. Peaches and cream, great bird food. Let us know what you think, right? If you can answer mixed questions, because obviously, guys, we're not here sitting here with all the answers. Far from it. I'm happy to sit here and learn along with everybody as much as I possibly can. Because at the end of the day, it's good to learn from everybody else's experience, especially people like Righty and Jeff that have been ponding and happy ponding and the rest of it for many, many years more than what I have. So that's what that'll do. With plenty of bird food in the garden. Grey herons, Vince. Oh yes, Keith. Yes, you can test for bacteria. Links Fish Health. Dr. Paula Reynolds does a dip test for about 15 quid. That's not too bad then. Really, if you thought you got a bad problem and you needed something doing and a test to find out what it was, 15 quid. But how much is a box of Virkon? And just thinking, I thought that. Let's wang it in and get rid of it without testing it. Is it less than 15 quid? Might be able to cut the middleman out. Only good heron is a dead one. Never used Virkon. People we see use it had ponds running a while, so maybe the main reason it doesn't touch their filters would be good to see the effects on a newish pond. Yeah. No such thing as a selective bactericide. Bactericide, yeah. Sorry. Skeggy, did you find your wallet? No, he didn't. Zero Creel? No. Crying face. Lincoln Fish Health. Do a bacterial dip test for about 15 quid. So, yeah. Cold water poison. Ramps tried it, and apparently they can tell the patterns on the test. So does that? Right. Yeah. So they don't come with little capes on and the other ones with bandanas on and masks on and balaclavas. You won't get on in the store as it's not for fish. It's a water cleaner, not a fish treatment. Virkon is melting fish. Just look at the social media. There you go. Virkon, not firm. LOL. So Virkon is melting fish. So I'm guessing some people have used it and had some issues then. That doesn't sound good, does it? I was gutted and even cried a bit at the end of your video. You know why really touched me. I'm guessing he's talking to Jack. Virkon Aquatic is available off the shelf at Koi Water Barn, I believe. And there are two types of Virkon. The original yellow tub, the sheep dip Virkon Aquatics was specially developed for fisheries. There you go. Well, so it is the same stuff then. It's the same as what they dip sheep in. It's the same as they use on the keat nets. It's the same as all the rest of it. It's just, yeah.
Wow. So what Jack's just said there about it melting fish, my brother's Kahaku's just passed away with that thing around his mouth.
And he used Virkon.
He did.
Yeah. He used Virkon the week before the fish died, didn't he? Oh, yes. This gob. That was well bad, that wasn't it?
It was like really, really sore, wasn't it? It wasn't
like somebody just dipped all its lips in acid, between the eyeball and the proper around it all. For a right mess.
Yeah.
Never seen it like that before. I mean, it weren't rotting away, was it?
Yeah.
It was just red raw, like it were. There were no, by which I mean, like there were no rot in the sense like green fungusy or oozing or pussing or all that.
Or fin or mouthwash. There was none of that. It was purely red raw, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did he stop eating then, Mick, and just?
He stopped completely eating. He sedated him again to have a look at him. He put him back in the bowl. He put him back in the pond. He swam around for about an hour, and then he just drifted away. Unfortunately,
maybe one of the Vercon tablet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did he?
No, you dissolve it in the water. You're supposed to melt it down in warm water and then leave it to cool and add it in. Jacket says on the tin, Vercon Aquatics. Edinburgh Koi Pond, Steve Chillins. Evening all, evening bud. Hope you're good. Oh, I've done it again. Scroll right up there. Seemed expensive on eBay. Steve Cupcake. I agree, mate, but Vercon Aquatic is different to the stuff you see people using on social media.
Yeah.
Appreciate the device on food all. Not a problem. All I've done is pretty much moan about mine, not really giving anybody any advice. The one I've used before in past has been
Sakari.
Yeah. And that I never had any of this with that, but got some good colour enhancement food from it last year, and that did make a mega difference. They looked real bright last year. And to be fair, they've not dropped off this year. Oh, I will touch on that one. I've got a chag, Daotsu chag. And last year, I believe it's called a shim in it, and you get a little black spot that comes up, or little black patch that come up on it. It pretty much faded back to almost nothing. You could just see the outline of where it was. Sun's come up, fish is coming around, cruising around a little bit more. One shim has turned into two shims. Yeah. How far does that go, or how far does it need to go before it becomes a char-chag? Or does it need to be a char-chag? Is there any likelihood that fish is going to turn into something else? Or just
no, char-chag. No, it would never be a char-chag with shimmers anyway. It's a totally different. Well,
so but a char-chag's bar striped on a chag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's different.
So if turn into one and become bar stripes.
No.
Yeah, but it's not really on a char-chag. It's not real deep sushi.
What you're saying is I've just got a crap chag that's changing to something else.
Yeah, it's like my brother's achiever in there.
I'm going to have another. I'm going to have a bad potato out as well as a squash tomato. I'm going to have a bad potato.
You've got acne.
Yeah. Aquatic is water. It will treat water parasites though, and not the fish. Can I just point out? Can I just puts it? Paula's posting Keith's had too much Stella. Ah, right, okay. Paula's posting now. Keith's levered. Keith with a laughing face. Daz's garden appears to be like the TARDIS. Every time I see it, it gets bigger. It really does, mate. It really does. So every time we go on home, there's something new in it too. Each time we go down, and it'll be changing again and again and again and again. There's a lot to come. When I first get into koi keeping, I quickly realised how fast the money flies out your bank.
Yeah.
It's a hobby you got to keep away from the wife. I get it wrong. You've just got to hide your receipts well, or change your login details on online banking.
Yeah.
I get it wrong. Yes, brown blood is nitrite poisoning. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought when he said that, we spoke about that. I didn't know about it, but you spoke about that earlier this week, didn't you? Nitrite poisoning. Brown blood.
So, like Vince is saying, what problem should I be having at the pH of 9? Because I do want it further down, because it did drop. It did drop down. It did drop down to 7.5 between 8.
7.5, would it? I thought you got it down. I thought you got it to 8, but you get it down to 7.5.
Yeah.
What did you do to get it down to 7.5?
I put Probites clay in. I do that every week anyway. But I did the water test the other day, and it was back to 9. So, is there anything what I'm doing wrong for it to be at 9? That if I can achieve it to go down so it's the optimal level.
We touched on this last week, didn't we? Which is it? Oyster shell. Does that reduce pH or raise pH? I can't remember. Because we were thinking if it was to reduce pH, maybe you could just put a bag of oyster shells in your filter system and leave it in there permanent.
Yeah, it raises your pH.
It raises. God damn it. So you need something to reduce constantly. And so you need to.
Porous limestone.
Which?
Yeah.
So when it dissolves, it increases the alkalinity.
Right.
Right.
So that one's going to be no good. Then don't do that.
So do you think?
Well, we've got our answer there from Righty. He says, "Hi, pH would worry me a little, mate. It can affect the blood in the koi over long periods."
Right. Okay. So we need to.
This is what I love this because you can get to know different stuff by the experience.
Yeah. So we do need.
Just a message there, we're pointing out for other people. Being self-employed really helps when you're koi keeping, Jamie.
Yeah.
Go on, mate, as you were saying.
So would a trickle in, trickle out system help that?
Yeah.
Depending on what your pH coming out of tap, mate. If your pH is coming out of tap at 9, then no, because you're constantly going to keep keeping it at 9, aren't you?
Yeah.
Sweetheart, will you get me some tap water and my test kit,
Man, for science.
please? Science,
For science.
Sorry.
David Cook, hello everyone. How's it going, David? Even Dave. Hello, Dave. Zero cool. No, it's different. Virkon is the sheep dip in the yellow tub. Virkon Aquatic is different and was developed for fisheries. If you use the wrong one, then yes, there will be problems. Tony Barker, Mick, that same thing happened to me last year. I had Virkon in my pond and I sedated a koi, treated it with and put it back in the pond, watched it come around, but it died a few hours later. I think this were a couple of days later though, mate, but when it did, its face looked like it had a baseball bat to head.
Oh, no.
All the swelling and bruising and not bruising, inflammation, red raw, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but nothing missing. Just looked like it had collagen in its lips. Isn't it? Pretty much. A cha utsuri is a chagoi with a shuru utsuri pattern. Shuru utsuri pattern. Hopefully, now we were a nice little chaga now, playing little Outsu chaga, and now it's turning into another fish that might need to go to my dad's. What's your tap water, Mick?
I'm just testing it now.
This time he's not going to drink it because he only drinks pond water. As we all know. High pH is alkalis, and the level and levels such as 9 cause issues with oxygen absorption and CO2 dispersion.
Mick can tell the pH of anyone's pond just by one sip.
The pH over 8.5 for a long period causes alcoholism.
Yeah.
Another live test. Love these.
Yeah.
Drink it.
No.
We are hard water in the area. Can that create the issue? Too hot to handle. Too cold to hold. Cold to Ghostbusters. Don't say that. Too hot to do much tomorrow, but looking to set up the UV and start on the building a backy shower. Make sure you get plenty good flow of your backy shower. As if you don't have plenty good flow, it's not a backy shower. It's a trickle tower. Koi do like high pH as long as it's stable. I am self-employed, still skin. Yeah, I thought koi were we're comfortable in reasonably high levels of pH.
Here you go, gentlemen.
Higher levels of pH, should I say?
That at the moment is above 9, and that's at my tap.
Wow.
That's at your tap. See, that's there you go.
9. That's 9. Just over 9.
That's tap water, folks. So whenever you go to mix and he says, "Would you like a drink?" Say, "Is it in a can?"
Yeah, and now you can see why we don't drink tap water.
Wow. That's mad.
Yeah. God damn.
Is that why all your hair's gone then, Mick? It's melted in the bath.
That's why he's becoming Gandalf the Greybeard. Just been corrected, although one retailer that shows prices charge $15.99 for the deep test. 2-pack Dr. Paula Reynolds charges £10 £10 for 2, but doesn't show prices on a website. Snap even, that was Jamie Smap, and then he meant Snap. That means he's self-employed and he's also still skinned. As a high pH like 9.5, fish can experience a condition known as alkalosis, which can in the same case be fatal. But koi have known to be fine in levels as high as 9. Well, I know some fish that are fine in levels as high as 9 because they've been in that pond for
2 years.
2 years at 9, and they're all still alive. So maybe 9's not too bad for yours, or maybe they've just got used to it. Well, I don't know.
Wow, that is surprising. That's over 9 coming out of my tap.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You wonder why half your skin falls off your body when you take a shower.
Yeah.
No wonder your cat burrs up and everything.
Yeah.
And that is ducking crazy, Mick.
Yeah. I'll do another one. Yeah.
Joe, check the ammonia. Come on, it's live. Let's test them all. Let's check your KH and your GH too. See if you got KH, what your KH is like in yours. He put Mike Bordeaux through this the other day. Made him test every form of water that he's got, 2 ponds and his tap water. Poor guy was running around with tubes coming out. He was a mad scientist. Tubes everywhere, testing everything. He's done more tests this week than I think he's probably done it the last 12 months. Go on, Mick. We shall sit here and wait for the results.
I've run out the KH and GH. I'll do the ammonia, do the nitrate.
Because some people do have levels of nitrate and nitrite in the tap water, don't they?
Yeah.
That's mad out the tap. Is the test kit good, Mick?
Yeah, it's the API master test kit.
And by good, Mick, do you mean how old is it? Is it SI, or you mean is it a good kit? Yeah. Is it a good product? Relatively new in this API test kit. Going to call it a night, peeps. Thanks very much for the chat and advice, everyone. Much appreciated. Take it easy, Keith and Paula. Paula, put him to bed if he's had too many to drink. Make sure he don't vomit in his sleep. No wonder he does have a problem drinking his pond water. Yeah, see, there you go. I told you that's why he drinks pond water, because that's what comes out of his tap. Night from Koi Beginnings, Twisted Koi Beginnings. Not having a cup of tea at Mix on Saturday. No, I mean, even
Bring your own flask.
I think I'll be bringing a can of pop and say, "Well, drink this." In fact, we'll bring a free little bottle of pop, mate, just in case. Night, Mike. What test kits do you use, Mick? Just whatever it's one he said.
API, mate.
API. Wow, mate. Slow down on the water changes. By the way, have you been feeling it and feeling, mate? How are you feeling?
What?
His blood must be having pH 9.
Right. I've got to wait 5 minutes. If it stays like that, it's perfect.
For science again. What's this? What was that one then? Night Mike from Skeggy.
That's the ammonia one, that.
Ammonia.
And I'm doing the nitrate, that one.
Nitrate.
Yeah.
That reminds me. I need to get a new water test. I run out on my ammonia.
Yeah. Here you go. To show the test is good. The date's there.
2024. Yeah. Yeah. I need to. You recommend that test kit, Mick, over the NT Labs one? Would you have you used either?
Yeah. It's really easy and simple. I mean, like I say, they make this test for thickos, so that's why I'm using it.
Yeah, Law Margot has high levels of nitrate on her tap. She does make it so much so that she's had to put in a form of filtration for it, and then uses a trickle system and constantly keeps putting it back in. Go figure. Don't get that. I really don't get that. If you're filtering it out and constantly having the water trickle in, trickle out, you're filtering it out but always putting it back in. And you have to keep replacing a second lot of cartridges. I think she has the one for removing the nitrate and the big blue, or the stumpy big blue for removing chlorine, I think. Or it is chloramine or chlorine. I know she definitely has the.
One's got to wait 5 minutes for that one.
5 minutes again. So
yeah.
It's boiling.
But I tested those yesterday, and they were both spot on.
What about this one, Mick? What about the alcohol levels, Mick? Test your alcohol levels. He is a good boy and doesn't drink.
At all. Do not smoke. Do not smoke. Do not drink. The only problem I've got is food.
25 parts per million out of the tap. Is that what it is? Nitrates. Bloody hell.
Put it there. And yeah, but like I say, 2.5 minutes to go for the ammonia.
Vince says API is the one I always use and have done for many moons. I'm probably gonna get that next one, because although I haven't had a problem with the NT Labs test kit, I have found that once you've used them several times, when you come to put the lid back on, you can't get a good close on it, and my ammonia one has evaporated.
Yeah,
it's not be. Or I've just not. When I tried to close it to see if I could get it to, and it wouldn't. It just carried on turning. So,
but
could seal the bottle back up, and it's
the people who use the API test kit, it doesn't come with KHGH. No, that's the only downside to it. It comes with ammonia, nitrogen, and phosphorus.
And phosphorus instead of.
Yeah. So you do need to
buy nitrate, phosphorus.
Yeah.
Phosphate.
Phosphate.
Yeah. So you do need to buy GH, KH, and nitrate. Sorry.
What and do they sell them separate?
They do, yeah.
Yeah, that's convenient. Why did they just put it all in a box then, so you can buy a whole box?
Yeah.
So you can go back and buy them again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'll tell you what this box. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
That's what it tests for.
Yeah. Zero Cool says, Vince, sell me your Kiyotsure.
Yeah.
Zero, you'll have to fight me for it. You'll have to fight to get that one, Vince says.
Vince, sell me your bonsai koi.
Oh, bonsai.
There you go.
No, that doesn't come with a KH.
Yeah,
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
It should be yellow.
What's the nitrite like?
I do have a spare in the toe side tank. There you go. No, you don't, Vince. I've seen it.
And that is 0.
Good.
So just your pH that melts the inside lining of your esophagus, and everything else is fine.
Yeah. So the pH is high. So what can we do? How can we get it down so it's stable?
Sorry. I'm 6'5" and 22 stone. I'll take them on 0. Fair fight then. How to reduce it? Well, you can't. You definitely can't do a trickle in, trickle out without. Can you?
No.
So suggestions on a postcard, guys. 2. The inbox. Stick your comments down, guys. How can he reduce his pH to maintain it and buffer it down to keep it at a constant 7.5? Hey.
Or do I need to? That's the thing. Do I need to?
Well, this is the thing, mate. I mean, I tend to agree with Jamie. pH is safe within the 6 to 9 range, and you're in at 9.
Yeah.
Put a giant bag of peat in there. That'll sort it.
Tony Barker says you can use bicarbonate of soda. It will lower the pH to 8.4. I thought bicarbonate raised pH, not lowered it. Does it not?
I don't know. I can never remember.
I think bicarbonate soda takes it up.
Yes.
Not brings it down.
It raises KH as well, don't it? So then it sends up the pH as well. That's what we was having the problems with Mike this week. Because he wants to keep his
KH buffer up is basically bicarbonate of soda. That's pretty much exactly the same product, just a different branded name and a different back. But it's pretty much
over 5 minutes.
Well, in the plant world, to acidify a soil, to increase the acidity and lower the alkalinity, you'd use any sulfur-based product, something like flowers of sulfur or ferrous sulfate. But I don't know whether that would have an adverse effect on fish.
Sulfate. I'm sure that's what that that KH buffer. What Mike's got.
Yeah.
That's sulfate based, where the other one is sodium bicarbonated based.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what Matt told me the other day when I went to the fish meeting.
Yeah.
pH down is your only real answer or an RO system, says Skegget. Yes, I have Skegget. pH of BS is 12. Bicarb will increase pH. Never heard of it lowering it. Me neither, mate. Bicarb has a natural pH of 8.4. There you go. Tony Barker says it will raise a low pH, but it will bring a high pH down. If it's got a natural pH of 8.4 and you're 9, if you drop in bicarb, you should bring it back down to 9. And if that's the theory of what they're saying, goes up, not down. Yeah. But does it only go up to a maximum of 8.4? If it doesn't, it's 9 and it drops it down. Crazy. Carbon dioxide brings it down. There you go. Righty says carbon dioxide brings it down.
Soda stream. Chuck some of that in.
Chuck a soda stream in. Tell the fish to keep pressing that button every now and again.
So I've been, what's it called? I've really ramped my ear up, like, so it's like it's like a bubbling cesspit now. So would that help? Because normally I have my spray bar on. Now I've got 140 litres per minute going in with air in the pond as well. Would that help?
You raised it by increasing your air, your oxygenation.
It could be. you could evaporate off some of the.
Well, you had it switched off and it was lower. You've put it back up and it's gone up. Maybe. I'm not saying it is, but I don't.
Yeah.
There's messages here. I'm just going to put them up, guys, for you to have a read of them. I'm not necessarily going to read them because we're talking about arm wrestling for fish here. That's why I'm giggling at whenever you see me smiling or laughing. I'm actually just reading these. There you go. And again, anyone here into horse racing? They're a bit too quick for me, mate. I can't keep up with them. So hard to find quality koi in Cornwall. Well, it just so happens. Don't really. I was just making it up. I was just going to say something silly, but order them online, mate. You don't need to have quality. Well, I suppose there's always that thing in it. You only know what you've seen, and you only see what you see from what's there in a picture or a photo. From people like Mike, who we went out and did this for the other week. And we went to look at a fish so that we could turn the fish over, spin it around, let him have a look at it and everything, so that the fish got a full round inspection and he got to see it live streamed to him for him to have a look at, and to see our opinion on it is the only way that you can get a fish to nicely, to look at nicely.
Yeah.
You can't get it yourself, or you can't. It's a long way from Cornwall to somewhere, isn't it, if there's not many places around by you. It's one of them things. It's looking at them online. I mean, we did watch a certain auction the other week, didn't we? And some of them fish that we saw on there were. Yeah, we won't go into that, but yeah, we're a bit. They weren't the best, were they? Let's say. And a lot of times, if you look at some online, if it's not, you don't know whether you're going to get that type of thing. I know there has been YouTubers in the past that have purchased fish off of eBay, for example, that have been absolute garbage and half dead when they've turned up. But I suppose that's the gamble you go with. I had that 50-1 at Ascot today, 0. How much crap collects in bottom drains? There we go. Another topic.
Well,
4-inch bottom drain. Well, apparently, what people have been saying, apparently a 4-inch drain can get a gathering of crap across the bottom. And then when you purge them, it should pull that out and flush it out. But I don't have one, so that sounds like a you problem, guys. But I know a friend of ours has had an issue with it kind of clogging up in his bottom drain.
Where the air pipe comes in on the old style bottom drains.
Yeah.
Where then to put.
Now they've taken them out to the left and out and round and down the side of the pipe that run parallel, rather than it coming out, down and through and forward. Mike's have been having a bit of issues with it's clumped up and gathered up there and collected as a bit of muck. And again, you don't want to have a risk of anything like that. So suggestions, if anybody can come up with something that might be a solution. And ideally, we partly his problem was because he was running it a little bit too low, a little too slow. So he's upped it now to like 70%. But then again, if you up your easy pod too high, do you get the dwelling time that it needs and requires? So you can cut 22, sticks you on one and get stuck on the other. Lovely touch. How much was your bet? How long's a piece of string? I'll tell you, mate. I'll tell you, 0. Piece of string is twice the length from its middle, mate. Mike, other projects, £5 each way at 50-1. Pays them every month, 0. Cool, says Mike. Bet small to win big, my motto. Turned into Betfred. Always wish you'd put more on when they win. Yeah, it's always a bummer, mate, when they're winning. You've only got low odds. Depends on the velocity through it, Mike. Low flow rates on 4-inch lines will need purging more often. That's what we said, same thing. And again, you're better off running them through slightly faster. Now then, I've got a question for you guys. If you put your Daz is going to come back with no sound after this again, so we'll have to tell him to switch off to come back and do the other thing again. Right. If you run your system through your pond, through moving beds, static beds, and all the rest of it, and you've got a high turnover rate, you're getting less dwell time. But because it circulates, comes round and goes through twice as much, does that mean you're still getting technically the same amount of dwelling time because it's coming through more often as opposed to, if that makes sense? Yeah. What do you think, guys? I'm asking, I'm not saying, I don't know. I'm not stating one way or the other. I just wonder what your thoughts are on that one.
Yeah, because I ain't got to move. I ain't got to move in bed.
You know, you need to dwell down and through and everything nice and steady and slowly. Go too fast, you're not getting enough dwell time. But if it goes through twice as fast, it's coming through the filter system twice as much. So in theory, you're getting the same dwell time. But I don't know. I'm asking. You on Twitter, Zero? Cheers, Si. Think I was it was running it too slow. Yes, Paula. Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure if we were talking to Paula or if we were talking to Keith. Did Keith go to bed and Paula stayed on? It's Craig, by the way. It's all confusing. What's your at? Don't share it on here, guys, if you don't want everybody atting you, just in case, because, you know, a couple of hundred people watch this, you might end up with loads of people sending you messages to your at. No idea, not used it for years. My tow side tank is 330 gallons and I'm running it at 10,000 litres on full speed through the ease pod. Thank you very much, Vince. That's put my mind to ease because it's worked for you on it. Right. Okay. Anybody else, any opinions on that? Look me up at exactly that one. I said not to do. There you go. Everybody look him up at that one. Horse Racing Mama. Oh, I'm going to say, look Paula up at Horse Racing Mama. Is it good? Is it interesting? Is it out to look at? Other than horses and racing, and absolutely no issues. Anybody else got any theories on that? Might like to add?
Mike's just messaged me.
Yeah.
Bottom drain's just come off again.
Oh no!
Right, he's got a bottom drain and all. Mike. We should right before we go any further. I'd just like to dedicate this evening's show to Mike Bordeaux. We're going to see if we can answer all your problems all in one go, mate. He's got a bottom drain which has it's aerated top dome, yeah.
Yeah, neoprene, like a rubber top.
Neoprene top dome aerator that's sits on top of the drain. It has a little pipe that it sits on and attaches to. Once he's got the air on and running, every now and again, this top dome pops off. But the issue is, if he wants to clean out his bottom drain and do a purge and make sure that there's no muck in there, he needs it to come off, but he needs it to not pop off under its own pressure. How could you get that, guys, to be a permanent fix? Not a permanent fix, a temporary, part-time fix, but without coming off while it's still in water and not having to drain down the system. I.e., we thought perhaps maybe whipping some PTFE tape around it and bonding it with that and then pushing it on, creating a tighter wedge fit. But the only other one would be, to me, to solvent weld it, but then you can never look in there and never take it back off again if you've got any problems or issues. I'm guessing it's slightly worn on the inside a little bit.
Tie a brick round it.
Oh, I've got an idea. I have an idea, mate. A little piece of plastic, flat, thin piece of plastic shim, and we can bond it to the inside of the lid with some strong super glue bonding agent. And then, in fact, we could even just put a spiral in line of super glue on it and cure it. Let that cure into the plastic. We might be able to push it on and that make a tight fit.
Yeah.
Gluing a permanent shim wedge inside it.
Or is it because his ear? Has he got his ear too high and it's forcing it? Because it's going through a rate of knots.
Yeah, there's another one here for people to have a look at. Opinions on the Nexus. Keith wants one. I'm not too so keen. Mine has a 1-inch BSP thread. Yeah, that's what would be better, mate. But this is just a push-on. But I agree, if it were threaded, it would be way better. Put a screw adapter on it.
So do a tap die then. Could do a die. Tap. Thread
Yeah, thread it. Possibly.
Yeah, I've got a set of them.
Have you?
Taps and dies, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That might be doable, but I mean, obviously,
Depends how big it is.
you're gonna have to be really good at holding your breath.
Yeah. Synchronized swimming.
Yeah. Saying that though, I mean, temporary pool for a short period of time, bang them out, bang them in the pool, pump it out, put it into a pool, sort out what you need, put your water back in. There is a way around it, obviously. But awesome, Paula. Should be a 1-inch pipe. It is like a 1-inch pipe, Skeggy. A 1-inch pipe comes up and out, and then the other side is the female for the male to push in and onto.
Yeah.
Found it.
Yep.
And plastic, really twisted. Nexus is the go-to filter. Yeah, I disagree. If I were going to buy an expensive filter, it won't be a Nexus. I run 8,000 litre pump through an easy pod, 8,000 pump through the vortex, and 15,000 litre pump through the showers. See, if I were going to spend and buy a big filter, I think I'd go drum me personally.
Yeah, I would.
Does take a bit of the element of the maintenance husbandry, or what would the right word be for a lady? Yeah, husbandry, same shit, different day. But it does take an element of that out of it, but far better clarity, far better fines removal and all such.
Yeah.
If I were going to go, if it were me, Paula, and money want an object, go with a drum. I would.
I would. I'll get back to you, Skeggy, after the live, mate. Send me a message.
And Skeggy says you can get you a cracking deal on one, Paula. There you go. We've a drum filter and red loads on the Nexus. I don't know what, but can it get my head around them? Yeah.
You want to see my filter then, Paula? It's totally different. It's like a pre between the sieve and the thingy filter, isn't it? The drum filter.
Yeah.
There's an answer there from somebody. It's a spin drifter bottom drain, and the centre shaft should be glued in on the air dome, can be unscrewed for maintenance access. So that's worth looking at, Mike. Is there a part on the underside of it, Mike? Next time, if it's just popped off again, have a look at it now, mate. See if you can screw anything off. If it is, then that's a simple solution, but we still need to empty the damn pond. We can empty it out, bond that in place, screw it back on. If it is the spin drifter bottom drain on a centre shaft should be glued, apparently. Then the other part should twist off. How much is a Kia Tsuri going to cost me, Vince? $6 million. It's not for sale, is it, Vince? In a 10,000 litre pond. Go on, Skeg. How much for an Nexus 320? Well, if you look on my video that I did the other day when I went to Japanese Water Garden, see if he can do you as good a deal as them. I might just cost you some brass kegs. I showed their 10% discount on an Nexus there. Brass kegs has got to match that one. You get the 1-inch BSP does. So you're saying, Skeggy, with what's there now already.
Don't think I'm going.
As far as I know, if you want to tap a thread and tap a thread and cut a thread on the opposites, you need more plastic than what's already been turned down, because the two already are sliding into each other as a nice fit. If you tap one, that reduces the amount of surface area. If you tap and thread the other one, they'll just slide in and out of here and never touch.
Yeah.
Tap and die goes on an oversized piece bar to thread it to a side, not the other way around. You can't put a thread on it and make it bigger. You have to mail me, Paula. There you go, Paula. Check my video out. Go all back. Daz, can you angle your camera a bit better? We can only see half your face. It's your face.
That's the idea.
Oh, no, there we go. Now we can see you and see the kitchen. Next is about 1,500 drum is about 3K. If I were going to buy myself an expensive filler, I might go with a Nexus.
Yeah.
For a drum.
Yeah. Silly money, but quality pays though, don't it?
1,500 for they're huge though, aren't they? I mean, a Nexus 320 is pretty much a jacuzzi, isn't it?
It's like a small skip, yeah.
Freaking massive, man. Oh, God, smart when I see one in that shop over there. Okay, mate, there you go. You'll be amazed how much we paid for our drum. If you've got a drum, why are you wanting a Nexus?
Yeah.
I mean, is it the older style that's not as good as the new ones now?
It's not working.
Gary, when I'm driving up to dig your new pond, can get a Nexus 320 for £1,000. I can't remember what one was there in that shop. I'm sure it's about 1,200 quid.
But 1,100 and something quid without the discount card, and then I think it went down to about 999.
Yeah, something like that. But I do short ticket on thing anyway. But
yeah, that's it.
Gives you an idea. It's a bio on Paula. Can't it's my bio on here. Paula can't put it in chat. Okay, Skeg will look. How much was that, Gary? Can't remember. Challenge accepted. I don't know, but I guess I could find out for you. No. Yeah, I can. Well, you can have a look. You can have a look though. It's on my video. That'll be another view. Still pretty good, that one. Such a good-looking lad. Seems a shame to waste it. It's talking about you, doesn't you? Fresh fade. I can do with fresh.
I'd angled it because I was falling asleep and no one could see me.
Is that what it was? You can just give it.
Yeah, it's catching up with me last night is now.
You can turn around and say, "Are you like we do with me? Mate, you gone to sleep?" No, I'm definitely awake. You can put that's what I was thinking. Yeah, a shim inside the female side to make it bigger. Yeah. Other projects, because Keith wants a drum and a Nexus. Why not? You got another pond on the bill then. That would have to been 220. Right, Nexus 220. It was big wherever it was. It was big.
No, I think it was a 320.
320. No, I'm sure it was 320.
Yeah,
320 because they also had the Cockney Coy small filter bay 4.1 and then the bigger one, didn't they, as well? Well, quite a lot of different.
Yeah, the Awazi drum filter as well.
Right then, guys. It is coming up to 11:15. And these two gentlemen probably will be feeling the fact that they were up pretty damn late, especially Daz, because he's been grafting all day as well as. I hope you've all enjoyed his waffle, as Vince would call it. Coming up next weekend is the TBR Grown Show. We will be going down there and attending, so that's going to be an up-and-coming future video. I am going to be doing a bowling up of my fish, so we're going to have a measure up and check out a new app for registering all the fish on. If anybody else has got any others that they could recommend other than just the one that I've got at present. please hit me up in the comments below and let me know if you've got one that you could recommend, because I would like to keep a photograph and a size of them all.
Which one have you got though, Gaz? So people
I got
know.
the one. Bear with 1 second. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll ask you a question if it's okay. Right, Daz, what have you been? Because we hadn't asked you. You didn't answer. What have you been doing on the farm this week?
It's just crazy. It's fry maintenance, really. Rushing around, setting up Daphne cultures. The fry getting through the Daphne that fast. I've got buckets everywhere, but it's unbelievable in the hot weather how fast they reproduce the Daphne. I've never much bothered with Daphne before, but it's certainly worth it. Yeah.
What about you've put your tosi outside now, haven't you? Your larger stuff as well, ain't you?
Yeah, I've moved the larger stuff on into new tanks, and they're in full sun, and you can really tell the difference in the colours now. You'll notice the difference next time you see them. There's colours coming out that they look plain fish before, but now all of a sudden they've got lovely colours coming to them. Yeah, makes a difference. But everything's just motoring through.
Yeah. Have you still got plenty of fish for sale?
Yeah. I've still got.
What you want to move on?
Yeah, with about 300 in that I need to move really. Yeah.
Very good.
To make way for my goldfish.
Oh yeah. Tell everybody about them, because I've seen them, so I know what they are. But they're beautiful.
Yeah, they're all fancy. So I've got Panda Orandas. They're my latest ones. I love those. Gorgeous little fish. And what else have I got?
You just managed to get some Ranchu?
Yes, some Ranchu. I've got quite a varied selection of Ranchu now. Another one of my favourites. And I've probably got about 6 different varieties.
Yeah. We did a little bit of spawning though last time I was with you, didn't we?
Yeah, that's cool. That is.
And you must have what, 300-400 fry, would you say?
Yeah.
At the fry stage.
Yeah.
And then at the slightly bigger stage, the nearly an inch size.
Yeah, maybe probably 60 to 100 maybe.
Yeah.
And they're in the thick of a massive vat of Daphnia, so they're very chubby.
Yeah.
All they have to do is open the mouth and the Daphnia swim in.
But now, when I seen them this morning, I had a quick look in there, and they were looking good. Yeah.
It's really interesting though. You see the little the trident-shaped tails forming.
Yeah. Tri-tail,
yeah. I can't wait to see what colours they turn out as.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, the mum and father were a Ryukin there was a tricolour, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Style fancy.
What's it called? Calico.
Calico. That's it. Calico. Yeah. But like I said, they was spot on when we did them.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I imagine the first batch will all come out calicos because you hand spawned the calico male with the calico female.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So, but the next lot were like a flock spawn. So who knows what will come out there?
Yeah. So it would be interesting to, because don't know if people know, goldfish, once they start laying, they don't lay like koi. They'll lay one batch and that's it. Every 2 weeks they can lay for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
And that's what it tends to have been happening.
Yeah, it is. It's every other Saturday at the moment.
Yeah. So tomorrow evening when I pop round, we'll have to give a quick spawn before you go.
Yeah, definitely.
I just some of these comments that were coming back in there, waiting for Simon Cowell to come back. Okay, grow on, hail and pace, LOL, Vince, Lauren and Hardy. Show your age, Paula. Don't give some feedback on the video. It would be very helpful. Thanks again. Do me a line on the latest video, Zero Cool. I'll give you an email address. Morecambe and Wise.
We're just talking about goldfish.
Yeah, well, listen to me. It's the NWA app. I was trying to find the damn app on my phone, and then I used my phone as a camera, so that's what I'm messing about with. Yeah, the NWA app, which is for registering and logging on your fish and all that kind of thing. I want to get them because last time I threw it all down on a piece of paper, which was on a post-it note, and the post-it notes gone west, so I can't even remember what they were last year, which is the year before probably. I don't even think I measured them last year. I think I missed last year. I know the Kaku was 47 cm the year before, so I'm hoping that we got a bit of. Yeah, there we go. Up North Koi Pond says Koi Control app wicked. Anybody else got any other ones that they prefer or use instead? I mean, I don't know of any other ones. Thank you very much. It's absolutely boiling, isn't it? Simon says he uses, I'm guessing, the Koi Control app as well because he says it's wicked. Vince says, oh, yes, Simon. So I'm guessing Vince must use it too. Quick question. I got something in one of my ponds, looks like a tadpole, but it isn't anyone. Ran into this before.
Newt larvae.
Newt larvae, yeah. Is it black? Is it like a blacky brown colour? I mean, little newts do look like fish topping on surface when they come up for a gob full of fresh air as well. So, I mean,
when they start off, they've got no legs. The legs come later, so they look a bit like a tadpole to start with.
Yep.
Yes, black. Yeah, probably a newt larvae, possibly. Yeah, stallion fish keeping stroke gardening. Well, guys, it is pushing on to 11 o'clock, and I'm sure we all could do with a good evening's kip, and you guys especially.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to draw this one to an end, guys. Hopefully, you'll come around again next Thursday, and in the meantime, while we say good evening to everybody, thanks very much for watching.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Very much, and a real big thank you to all the new subscribers who have joined me over this last week again. I am absolutely chuffed to bits. We are pushing up to now, let's have a quick look, 623. So I have had a massive jump for me, that's massive, and I'm chuffed to bits, and thanks to you guys for helping me grow and growing and getting my channel bigger, and we're steaming ahead, as they say. I'm well happy with the progress. Just wanted to say thanks very much to everybody. A good night from, getting this wrong every time, from me, Lawson. They're right there. Dazza, thanks very much for coming. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Usual thing, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Till next time, keep smiling. Thanks very much for being with us this evening, guys. Take it easy, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you all soon. Catch you later, guys.